Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 299. And I cannot sleep. I can't sleep.
You're not just saying that as a phrase.
No, that is not going on a shirt or a hat. I really can't sleep. What's
going on?
I've got the century episode worries.
Jitters?
Yeah.
Oh, worries. No, man.
Worries
It should be
is-
excitement.
Man, come on now.
What are you worrying about?
I'm not worried really, but just like I do every century show.
Yeah.
I get like all like, oh gosh, oh what if, oh gosh.
Oh
It is all
gosh, what
gonna
if they
be
have
good.
an amazing time and they love us even more? Oh no.
Oh, no.
That's how it's going to be. It's going to be great. We're going to have an awesome time.
Oh,
It's gonna
my
be amazing.
Gosh.
Think
Oh,
positive, and positivity happens.
there's a voice we haven't heard in 2 weeks.
Yay. Hey.
Louder.
How are you?
Hello there.
Daddy's home.
Well, fill us in on everything.
Man. Oh, first off, I missed you guys so much. I missed everybody last week. Good podcast. I listened to it this past week. And so what ended up happening, like our family went on our...
He was banned.
I was banned for the week.
Exactly.
I was banned for Disney. No, we were supposed to have this Disney trip right after New Year's, and because of my dad and all the side effects of chemo, he pretty much wasn't ready for Disney. It would, and thank God too, because it probably would have been really hard on him. So we pushed the Disney trip back to right after Memorial Day. So the day after Memorial Day is when we went down there on Tuesday and we came back on Sunday. And it was with my brother and sister-in-law and my 2 nieces and nephew, and then the 3 of us, and then my parents. And man, it was really great. We had a lot of fun together, and it was just a good time to be together. My dad did amazing. We ended up renting a scooter for him, which I love driving that thing. That thing is so much fun. I was like his little scooter chauffeur. So when he would go park it somewhere, I'd go get it for him and then wheel it back just so I can buzz around with it for a little bit. It was so much fun.
Exactly.
And the whole time I'm just
That's
going,
funny.
hove around. It was just so awesome.
That's like a friend having a Lamborghini and you're like, can I pull it out of the garage?
Exactly.
I just pull it out of the garage quick.
Exactly. So clearly Piper's topic of the week is Disney. She was it was so much fun to watch her just light up with her cousins. She has such a good time with them. And my 2 nieces and nephew are awesome with her. And they engage with her and they had so much fun together. And so, yeah, it was amazing. Piper's new favorite ride is Big Thunder Mountain. So
Oh, good.
She went on that roller coaster. So we've upgraded from the Barnstormer to Big Thunder Mountain.
How were the
did that, like,
lines?
3 times. So the lines were not terrible, but we did kind of have like a get out of jail free card because my dad had that disability pass. But the way Disney does it,
Ooh.
it's really smart actually. So when you first like check in, like there's some sort of notification on his ID that he has a disability pass. And so if you were to go walk up to the line, depending on how long the wait is, you could either jump on immediately, or if say the line's I think like 45 or more, it's kind of like they give you like a fast pass for like that amount of time coming back. So either way, you kind of get a fast pass by going up there and be like, hey, we have somebody with a disability, and then
There's 11 of you guys.
There's
Hi, we have
exactly.
somebody with a
I know,
disability.
right?
That's the thing,
Can
like,
we all get on this ride real quick?
Right, exactly. And normally the limit I think is six guests with that person with a disability. But
Gotcha.
but we were just honest with them and just being like, hey, we got a bigger group here. What can you do? And they were all very accommodating. There was only twice that we had to actually come back. One was for the Toy Story ride.
Well,
and
yeah.
The other was exactly, and the other was for like Peter Pan or something. But everything else, everybody was like, just go ahead. So yeah, the lines were not terrible. I actually talked to a cast member, like it's actually not bad this week. It's going to start picking up again the following week because that's when a lot of the East Coast schools start getting out, and then there's more vacation time. So yeah, man, it's crazy. It was crazy hot though. I mean, it's just like Gabe. The whole time, I was like, man, I feel for you, man. It's like three kids in the heat.
Yes,
like I get it. I get why you're like, no, never again.
Yeah,
because it was I've always loved your description. It's like walking into a mouth. You just get out instantly. Your sunglasses fog up. I'm sweating. Piper
Your
was on my
clothes are
shoulders half
sticking
the
to you.
time.
Oh, Lord.
yeah. You're just, and like, we didn't bring a stroller or anything like that for Piper. She's old enough to know better, and she can just walk it like the rest of us. And so she's like, Daddy, I'm tired. So I'm carrying her in some points, and then she's on my shoulders, and you're just sweat's pouring down my face. And
Because
you're
she can walk it like the rest of you.
I know, right?
walk it like I talk it. So yeah, it's crazy.
Maybe a scooter next time.
Yeah, right. So thank God for the scooter, because she would jump on Grandpa's lap and
because that's too hot to be carrying somebody. You're a better parent than me. Amara sometimes would be like, up. I'm like, no. You're 6.
There's a lot of times I'm like, no, but I don't mind the shoulders. It's like
shoulders
when you're actually
bad. Yeah.
When you're carrying her though, then it's like, oh, come on now, let's go.
Yeah, that's too much.
Because like you take 100 steps and you're like, okay, I'm done. Get down.
You feel like you're on a strongman competition with those boulders. You're like, I can't.
Exactly. I'm on the strongest man
Spartan
competition.
race.
I am the mountain. Yeah, exactly.
No, thank you.
Spartan race.
I'm Spartan racing in Disney World. But yeah, so it wasn't. The good thing was the lines weren't terrible. The weather was kind of off and on the first 3 days. It kind of rained for a little bit, and then it didn't. And so I think that kind of kept some of the crowds away too. But my whole point was, on Wednesday night, we had all agreed that that's when we would do the podcast. So I'm like, okay, I know, I'm going in my car. It's going to be fine. I brought everything down. Everything's great. And then that morning, I look and I'm like, oh no, Magic Kingdom has extra magic hours until 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, most of the kids, depending on how they're feeling, like they will usually charge. They'll be good to go. And I'm like, let's see how this goes during the day. And I was like, I initially was like, man, I've got to record a podcast tonight. And then everybody wanted to go. I'm like, man, I can't not go. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right. So that's when I texted the boys. I was like, guys, I'm so sorry, but we're all going to the Magic Kingdom. And man, we stayed until closing, got on all the rides we wanted. It was great. But then we come back, we jump on the monorail, and it's going like 2 miles an hour over to the Contemporary. And we're like, what is going on? There's no AC in there either.
Ooh.
And so we're like, what is going on? We didn't get back to our hotel until 2:30 in the morning.
Ooh.
Apparently there was
Wow.
some sort of a monorail situation.
Ooh.
So
where were you staying?
we stayed at Old Key West. So we valeted over at the Grand Floridian. So when you jump on the monorail at the Magic Kingdom, you have to go 3 stops until you get to the Magic Kingdom. It goes to Contemporary, Transportation and Ticket, Polynesian, then Grand Floridian. So we're chugging along at the Contemporary, and then they get on the speaker and say, hey guys, we've got a bit of an issue, but we can get over to the Ticket and Transportation Center as long as we just go this slow. So we're chugging over to Ticket and Transportation Center. The mechanics come out. They start looking at it. We're waiting like 30 minutes. And then they have to get everybody off of the monorail. They're like, all right, at this point, everybody's got to get off. So we all get off. And then another monorail comes along. And then we finally get on it. Silver lining in all this, they were passing out fast passes like it was candy. We ended up getting a total of 20 fast passes.
Are you serious?
We had
Wow.
10 people in our party, so they gave us 2 additional fast passes.
What is the typical limit? Because isn't there a limit usually?
3 a day or
Yeah,
3 ahead of time.
It's 3 ahead of time. Once you finish those fast passes, you can
One at a
apply
time.
for the next one. Most of the fast passes by midday are used up though, because we've tried a couple times, and there's some rides that are fine and you can still get a fast pass, but like the more popular rides, they usually sell out pretty quickly. So we had a total of 20 fast passes, good up and through June 30th, so it was one of those, and we were like, well, that's kind of the silver lining. And we ended up using them down the road, which is great. But yeah, we didn't get home until like 2:30 and everybody was wiped at that point.
Yikes.
So, but it was a good time. I'm so sorry I couldn't make it last week. And I was like, well, I can't not say, well, I got to stay back. I got a podcast to do. It's like, it was just one of those last minute things.
Too much money to spend as well to not, wring all you can out of the trip.
Exactly. So I missed you guys. I'm like during this time, I'm like, oh, I wonder if they're doing the question call out right now. But meanwhile, let me go ride Big Thunder Mountain while I'm thinking about that.
Right. For the 19th time.
Exactly. So it was really fun. My niece, Lily, is turning 12 June 7th. So we and she gets so embarrassed so easily. So the entire vacation, we tortured her with birthday celebration stuff. So wherever we went to dinner, I had the waitresses sing to her, like, and it was all me.
Jeez.
Like I just
You're that
devised this
uncle.
devious. Oh yeah, I devised exactly, Chris. I am that uncle. She was just like, I do it. We do it the one time, and she was so embarrassed, but like she secretly loved it, I'm sure.
Right.
So like everywhere we went, and I didn't tell her, like I didn't do anything. So the final one was we get on the plane coming home, and I tell the flight attendant that it's her birthday, and so she says something over the intercom. It was
That's
the greatest.
amazing.
It was the greatest cherry on top, and she's like, "Uncle Tim!" I can hear her from the back going, "Uncle Tim!" It was so great.
You're like, nobody knows it's you, baby, if you just keep your mouth closed.
No. They said, "Ring your. Will you ring your buzzer, please?" And they're like, "Everybody say happy birthday to Lily," because and everybody's so cool because when you tell them that she's embarrassed by it, then they go all out for you. They sing louder and they bring more people. It was so much fun. I had so much fun torturing her.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, so it was hot. Here's an interesting point. In the heat of the day, we were like, what can we do that is
In
inside?
the heat of the day,
No.
I go walking
in my sweat.
In the heat of the day, we were like, Hall of Presidents, Magic Kingdom. Let's go. Let's go take our 20-minute nap.
In this
And my
dirty, moist mouth.
That's amazing.
I go flipping around.
Keep it going, brother. Keep it going. Come on, lip sync battle. Let's do
Sorry.
this. So we go into the Hall of Presidents. My father loves that because he just likes to be in someplace cool and he loves history and all that stuff. So we always do it. There were 2 security officers on either side of the Hall of Presidents. And when they announced the next president, Donald Trump, there were boos and there were cheers. It was really weird to just see.
Oh, wow.
We're in Disney World in the Hall of Presidents, and our nation is still divided because of this president right now. And like there were 2 security guards just stationed at the door, and my brother and I were looking and we're like, oh man, I hope this goes down okay. Okay.
Right.
And it was fine. Like the actual speech for Donald Trump was pretty decent, I gotta say. And the animatronic, he actually looks fairly like himself, which is great.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I had not been
So
on that ride. Exactly. I had not been on that ride in forever, so it was interesting.
I've never even heard of that ride.
The Hall of Presidents, it's right near the Haunted Mansion. And you go in and it's got basically like a history of America. And they have all the animatronic presidents that you can see in front of you. And they introduce each one of them.
That's probably
pretty
scarier than the Haunted Mansion.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't want to learn.
No, listen, I will say when it's 98 degrees and it's like 1,000% humidity,
You'll
go in there.
anything.
Dude, it's 25 minutes. You will feel refreshed and you can even take a nap if you'd like. It's fantastic. So it's a nice little break from everything. So.
There you go.
So anyway, all that to say, let's see, on Memorial Day, we ran around and did some errands, remulched all of our beds, had about 25 bags of mulch we had to do. And then, and so now we're back and just getting in the swing of things, getting ready for this weekend, which is going to be kind of crazy for us because Piper has a recital on her recital on Saturday, and there's just a lot of running around. And my sweet wife is hosting a baby shower on Sunday, and so I'm already off the hook for that, which is great because I told her months ago that 300 was happening this weekend, and she still scheduled it on Sunday. So I'm like, hey, I can help you in limited quantities, and then I'm out. See ya. Yep. So she's cool with it, which is fine. But it's just going to be a crazy weekend. Dude, Mr. Patillo.
What? Yes.
I have to give you major props for that Troy Baker interview.
Oh,
it was
thanks.
Absolutely. I was really impressed, man, because you just let him go, and I think he just kind of enjoyed being able to just talk. And man, like some of the stories he was telling with his wife, like hadn't seen in 3 weeks. They meet in London. Like I was like,
that's pretty cool, right?
It's like it's heartwarming. It's emotional. And man, kudos to you. You did an amazing job talking to him.
Thanks,
and it was really, really great.
Channeling Ed Placencia.
That was a good job. It was definitely very, very different than most.
Really
I've not heard
a
ton of interviews with. I've heard like a handful, but it was different from most of the other ones. Pretty much as you might expect. Most of the other ones I've heard, anyways, are geared very heavily towards the game side. So this is one of the first times I had heard him open up more the opposite way, which I feel like was really a unique little hook.
Yeah, it was what I was actually thinking going into it. Like I had written down a bunch of questions and stuff like that, and I was thinking about it. I was like, all right, you can probably get Troy Baker gaming talk anywhere.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Where can you get Troy Baker talk?
Right.
You know?
Man, and you got 100% Troy Baker talk. And it was really, really cool. It was just a good natural flow. It was very Placencia-like. So kudos to you, man. It was really,
that's the goal.
Really, really great. And you nailed it.
He's been rubbing off on you in the good way.
Exactly.
It was awesome hearing the feedback from the community too.
What the heck?
Seeing that.
Yeah,
with
awesome.
the feedback from the community.
Yeah, it was great.
And out of the community as well. It was really cool to see.
Yeah.
People that enjoyed it.
It was great to see it trickle out, like even without him, tweeting about it or anything. It was interesting to see it go beyond those that listen to Married to the Games. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, man. Great job. Kudos to you. So I was able to listen to that in the Hall of Presidents. In the Hall of Presidents, exactly. I was listening to that while on Space Mountain. It was fantastic.
Oh my god.
So anyway, and then on the gaming front, it's God of War and Clash Royale. Back to you. No, I'm kidding.
Exactly right.
Sorry, I talked way too long, but I missed you guys, and it's
just real quick.
Really,
how good to be back. Do you feel like you're? I mean, I guess you don't know, but have you made a good dent in God of War since your last time, or no?
Yes. I feel like I've made a lot more dent. But you know what's funny is like now I'm kind of getting into my completionist mode because wherever I'm at, I'm trying to get 100% of whatever is there. So I'm taking some time, dude. I had to bail on one Valkyrie because I spent an hour and a half and wasn't getting anywhere. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to come back to this. And we've talked about this before that I think those missions could probably be after the story is done and you've leveled up because
all the Valkyrie stuff can be done. It's really like, I think I said this before, but the Valkyries in particular are really meant to be in-game content.
Right.
So,
and they are
you're going to run into ones you can't do.
Yeah, exactly. I've gotten 2. I was going on 3 and I had to bail. So I'm like, and what's funny is like shortly after there was a couple missions that I got like some perks that would give me 15% less damage against Valkyries or something like that. So I'm like, great. So that's what I need to do. I need to just keep going and then I'll come back to it. But man, what a fantastic game. Like I'm just enjoying every minute of it. And the story is really ramping up now and it's been really, really great. So I'm having a great time with that. I've talked way too long.
Hey, you had to get in 2 weeks worth.
I had to get 2 weeks worth in 15 minutes. So there you have it. I missed everybody though. It's good to be back.
Over to our other traveler, Ed Placencia.
Oh,
hey,
are you back home?
I'm back home. It is nice to be home.
Not for long.
You've been gone for a minute.
I know, right? Yeah, I Thursday, Sarah and I left Seattle. Sarah came directly back home to Indiana, and I went to San Francisco and did a couple more VO classes.
How did it go?
That.
Really well. Both of my instructors were in The Wolf Among Us.
Oh my
yes.
God! Nice. I mean, no big deal. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's cool.
And it was funny because one of the guys I had him before, and his voice didn't even sound familiar to me.
Oh wow!
And he played 2 different characters. He played Buffkin and Mr. Toad.
Doesn't that annoy you?
Awesome.
That annoys me when they can do that.
Well, and he also said, I had no idea. And he said, well, they pitched my voice quite a bit.
Well,
so that
makes
he's
got
better. He's got a super deep voice, like the voice we all think of when you think of voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
And
really like how deep?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Times 2.
Yeah. Was it like real deep or just kind of deep?
Can't get enough of your love, baby.
One of each.
There you go. One of each.
But
it
was
awesome,
a really good experience. Had another one-on-one session with Samantha, who runs the school, and went really super well, and was really stoked about that. And then got home.
So, are you going to be in the next one since it's coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know all of them. They'll just reference you. I know this Ed guy.
I'm scrambling.
I know that's right. Come on now, baby.
Right.
Take this podcast to the next level.
I don't want to be the only one at that school that wasn't in The Wolf Among Us.
Ed and Sarah are now moving to Sausalito, everybody.
Exactly. And they adopted a black boy named Gabe Patillo, and he's now living. They never wanted kids, but they were like, you know what? He's 36. He can take care of himself, right?
He can take care of himself.
We don't have to do the diaper thing. Not for another 40 years at least.
We'll do that. Right.
Take him for walks. It'll be fine.
That's right. It was good to be back, and I was excited to hop into Detroit, become human, and man, I jumped in and loving it.
Splash, baby, splash.
Finished it last night.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Snap.
Dude.
So good.
Yeah, but for Ed, that's like he's going to play it 12 more times to get every possible ending.
Exactly.
Well, actually, probably more than 12 because there's so many variances, it seems.
The way I ended it, I am definitely playing it again.
Really?
Oh, that's so funny.
I mean, obviously no spoilers, but like, did you like your ending? Did you not like your ending?
He didn't like it.
I liked one facet of it. I was satisfied with it. Another facet, I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. And another one, I was like really confused. There is a timeline discrepancy in the game, so much so that I Googled it.
Oh, really?
And so apparently it's a thing. Again, no spoilers, but it really made it difficult for me to get past it. Because going into it, probably before my last gaming session, which was a few hours, I was like, this is my game of the year so far. This is my game of the year so far. And afterward, I was like, oh man, how is this happening? And I don't know how many times I say it on the video. I'm like, this is cool, but I don't get why this is happening. Once I kind of read online kind of what the company is doing, I was like, okay, it's still not resolved.
Really?
It's still probably my game of the year, but it was just really weird that it was such a glaring discrepancy that I was like, ooh, okay. All right, I'll get past it, but it was just really weird.
So is it a glitch, or is it
is it just bad storytelling?
Is it just a timeline issue?
It's a timeline issue. It's not bad storytelling, and it's not a glitch because apparently there's a
what was that? Potentially it's supposed to happen. I assume based on certain choices.
It's supposed to happen, so much so that there's a trophy link to it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Weird.
Yeah. And so I wouldn't mind it as much if they would just in the story say, and here's why this is happening. Just even a one-line throwaway. I just wanted that. So I had to make up a reason in my head why this was happening.
Oh, there you go.
That is weird.
When in doubt, come up with your own story.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So
you had to fill in the blanks yourself. That's
right.
It's the Mad Lib.
Yeah.
Detroit becomes human Mad Libs.
Mad Libs.
Exactly.
Episode title.
Other than that, man, the story is so good. It is. I mean, just everyone that touched that game just knocked it out of the park. The writing, the acting, the animating is just remarkable.
Yes.
And I was really happy.
Don't you feel like everybody's touted LA Noire for their facial animation, but now it looks crazy compared to Detroit? Like that looks like real faces, where to me, LA Noire always looked like overshadowed, pretty good looking faces.
Right.
I don't feel like I ever heard that about LA Noire. Granted, I didn't play it, but I remember all
that's all they talked about when it came out.
It was like, that at all.
Look at the facial the facial animation.
Because they used tons of mocap.
Yeah.
And a lot of that had to do with the fact that you had to decide if someone was lying just by looking at their face.
Exactly.
That's right.
And so, it was, I remember that. I remember being really impressed with it and then looking at it again like 2 years ago and being like, this is
what is this crap? Yeah, exactly.
Where is the light coming from?
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But really enjoyed Detroit. There are a couple actors in it that I didn't know were going to be in it, so it was kind of a fun surprise to see them pop up again, and it was just really cool. I was really, really happy with it, and again, it was one of those games that I felt like I was doing what I should do, and then this happened, and like, oh, And then you look at if you play the demo at the end, they have that little tree of what could have happened. And some of these trees are
nuts,
insane how big they are. What could have
happened.
I
can't wait. Oh man.
Dude, I can't wait to jump back in. It was a fun experience. So I will. I just wanted to get it finished before I left for 300 in a couple of days, and was glad I got to do that. This morning, installed the Far Cry 5 DLC, and looking forward to jumping into that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been the week. Done traveling and major gaming.
I love that. When are you coming to Nashville?
Friday.
Hey.
Nice.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Nice. Good deal.
Hi-yo.
Chris McCracken.
Well, I'm going to be shorter than the other two gentlemen. I don't really remember what happened this weekend.
We'll
see. Yeah.
Are you saying we talk long? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's saying you don't have leaves to talk about. You don't have leaves to talk about is what he's saying.
That's right.
Yeah, I just have nothing really to report. All I've been doing is getting everything ready at work, and so I can take off and then get ready for 300. I mean, the only thing really different that happened this weekend of any kind of out of the norm was we replaced our beds not too long ago, and our old one has been sitting like in our dining room because Stacy's aunt kept saying, "I'm gonna come get it. I'm gonna come get it." Well, she finally came and got it. So they came over and they had not seen the house before, so we got to give them the tour of the house and kind of show them everything.
This is where we keep our bed.
Yeah, here's our dining room.
And now this bed's gonna live in your truck. There we go. But yeah, so that was pretty much the only thing that happened, and then the rest of the weekend was pretty uneventful. I mean, we're just wrapping things up and getting things ready to be on vacation and be gone for a week and getting all that stuff in order.
Nice.
At work, just been head down, getting projects kind of wrapped up and put as neatly in the places I can have them to where the people that are staying behind will be able to finish them out if they need to or whatever, because some of the timelines right now on a couple of things we're working on is a bit fluid. And I also got a new machine at work, so I had to spend some time getting that all set up because they're going to have to do some other things to it, while I'm gone, on the server side stuff. So
what kind of machine did you get?
A time machine?
I just got another, like an editing station, just a new computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because my computer was on lease, or they do leases for our machines over there. Yeah, so the lease had come up, and they just switched me over, and so that just requires a little bit of setup time, and that just added a bit of stress, just because I need to get this done so that I can finish up this project things. Because when it's getting the transition period, I'm down in terms of working on anything. So we staggered it between myself and my partner, so that obviously we could each still be working. Somebody's working at any given time. But it, for the most part, all went fine.
Are you running PCs or Macs?
So I run a Mac. He runs a PC. It kind of works out better for us that way, because at least in the early days, it definitely did, because there'd be times where maybe we're handing off projects or getting stuff from other areas. And there might be something like, oh, they sent us a bunch of WMVs. I can't do anything with that. And then he would convert them, or vice versa. So it's definitely worked out the way. And that's his comfort zone. The Mac's my comfort zone. And Premiere works cross-platform, just pretty much the same on both. So it really, since we were in an Adobe house, it's like, well, it really doesn't matter. Just pick your comfort zone and go with that.
Nice.
That's cool.
So it's been working out fine. Outside of that, gaming wise, I played a little bit more Runner 3. I've not been able to spend as much time with that as I want. I'm still in the first world. It's definitely, some people have asked me if it's harder, and I can't quite get there to say it's harder, but it's just so different because it moves around in 3D space more. One thing that I will say is both Runner 1 and Runner 2, for the most part, basically just played left to right on a 2D, plane.
Right.
This one, there's times where you go right to left, and that really throws my brain for a loop. It throws my timing and everything way off. So those have been the ones that I've struggled with the most. And I've only run into one, maybe two levels where that's happened so far. I'm still in the first little world called like Foodland or something. But I'm still really, really enjoying it. And
sounds like a good land.
Yeah, man. Foodland.
Yeah.
It's a land I want to live in. Outside of that, it's been just Overwatch, trying to get... I knew that I'm not going to be able to finish out the anniversary of it because I think it ends before I come back home. So I've just been playing as much as I can to earn as many things as possible.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much been it for me. Just getting everything ready to head to Nashville this Thursday.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, snap.
That is awesome.
And you're bringing folks with you. Kind of.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're arriving after we are, but they're going to be there with us. Yeah.
Yeah, Katie and Kale.
Yeah, they're going to head out late on Thursday. They'll be getting in early Friday morning, I think.
There you go.
That's awesome. Mr. Patillo, what you got?
Ooh. We were in...
Besides no sleep.
Exactly. Golly. Last night, I feel like I woke up every 2 hours, like, okay, no. And then finally at 4:30, I was like, I'm just gonna get up. This is ridiculous.
Nice,
dude.
So let's see. Went to Carowinds last weekend. Had a good time. Got to see Eric Green and his wife.
Nice.
Hang out with them for a little bit. Got to see an old friend of mine named Lisa. So I got to see everybody I wanted to see. Her and her husband Nick. Nick's a gamer, so it was even better to see them. And not too much been going on. Just been like yard working it up. Felt like I'm a cracking this last week. Been in the yard.
Rickety rake?
Nah. No, I don't have any. I only have one nice rake.
Oh, okay.
You don't have any antique rakes?
Yeah, no. And so we been doing that. I mean, not too much. I think I mentioned last week that the shed is all painted and just ready for flooring, and so yeah, not too much going on. Game wise, I played a little Fortnite with Disney Gamer, who I actually don't think listens to the show, but I met through Lim. And so I played. It's weird because I've played with him with Lim, and I'm talking like months ago on Overwatch.
Yes.
And so he randomly hit me up with like a invite to Fortnite while I was playing Call of Duty, and I was like, nah, I don't want to like jack anybody up. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, nah, I'll play. And so I came over there and played with him, and I don't know who the other person was. Her name was Queen Mary, but I don't know how they knew each other. But so we jump in like the 20v20 because they have 5 groups of 20 now. Is it 20, 40, 60, 80, 100? Yeah, 5 groups of 20. I was like, is that math right? And we won the first game we played.
Hey, nice.
I was like,
how do you like it?
It was nice because the pressure's not on as much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As when you're by yourself. I've only played, I think, maybe duos once. I think in Fortnite, actually, I've never played duos. I think that was PUBG with Chris. But
yeah,
I've only played solo in Fortnite. So to jump in, obviously, it's easier to win in 20v20. You're only up against 80 people with, your own team kind of watching your back. So I don't think I even killed anybody the first match.
Yeah.
I shot at people and got some hit markers, but it wasn't anything crazy. So we won that one. I only got time to play 2 of them, so we lost the next one, but we made it really far. And so it was kind of fun. It just takes the pressure off a little bit. And so it was cool to play with him. I hadn't even, talked to him in forever, and he's all the way in England. And so it was cool. It was cool just, with the time difference. I was like, dang, what time is it there? Because it was the afternoon when we were playing yesterday.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And then I downloaded that Pokemon Quest, that free game that's on the Switch.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, that game is fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be fun for me, but like playing with Amara.
Oh, okay.
And what I mean playing with Amara is like I'm doing the controls and she's telling me the enemies that are coming.
Right.
Because I'm still a coach and everything like that.
Sure.
And so
she's in training.
Yeah, exactly. She'd be like, I have her yell out if it's a group coming or just one enemy, and you get to like cook meals there. You have like a base camp where you can cook dishes and it attracts more Pokemon, and then you make a team of 3, and then you go out and explore this land, and every land has like a suggested power value. You should be at 500 or you should be at 1200, and then there's a boss. There's like 5. You like explore 5 times and there's a boss level kind of thing, and it's just like cutesy and Pokemon, and the kids really enjoy it. So like
That's cool.
I don't like it enough to where I've played it without them watching. But while we're playing it, we're having a lot of fun together.
Oh, that's really cool, man.
Yeah,
that's great.
So that's been good. Been playing a little bit more of Golf Story, trying to make my way through that. I've put a lot of hours into Golf Story.
Yeah.
Because I definitely played it on my trip to Canada and back, and then I've played it a little bit here and there as I've been home. And that is just, I'm really still just enjoying that. It's nice to go back to and jump back in the story. I think I'm probably in the last 20% here of the game, 15% maybe, coming up to the end. So that'll be good to finish that off. And man, just getting ready for 300 and excited for people to start getting here on Friday and Saturday morning and get to take in E3 together and all the things. I'm trying to stay away. There's so many leaks happening. We've talked about it a little bit, and we'll probably talk about it a little bit today, but there's so many leaks happening. I've been trying to stay away from them, kind of like not wanting to hear too much about a movie before you see it.
Yeah, every time there's an article that's like, here's all the leaks or everything that's happening, I'm like, no.
Exactly. I don't want to see him. I want to be the one, yelling at Married to the Game 300, like, oh, no, oh, yes, I can't believe it. Everybody be like, we knew about this for a week.
Whoever's sitting next to you, wear arm pads because you're going to get hit in the arm quite a
bit. Exactly.
I'm sure it'll be called out before it even gets that far. Someone else.
Exactly.
Well, we already knew this because on the Discord, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I wasn't in there. That's why it's labeled spoiler chat.
Please don't go and be like that. Oh, don't be that person that's in the theater like, oh, don't go upstairs.
Don't be that person the rest of us are all DMing about.
Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly.
Don't come up and put your arm around me and be like, you're going to be really excited. No.
Yeah, none of that.
Let it just happen.
None of that.
Right.
Yes.
That's right.
Let it be natural. Oh, here it comes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look, watch. I'm
texting.
Gabe, don't go to the bathroom now. Don't go to the bathroom now, Gabe.
I'm texting Ed and Chris like, how do I watch this in another room?
Final Fantasy VII coming out next month.
Exactly.
I better go check on Lauren's shower and just make sure everything's going
exactly.
okay.
Exactly. Make sure everything's going good.
I'm gonna go watch this during the baby shower. Let's go.
So that's been it, man. Nothing crazy is going on. I really wanted to jump back into Detroit. Just haven't found like the time to. Because it's like, it's like we've said before, like it's not Call of Duty. It's not something I can pick up for 15 minutes.
It's not a quick pickup.
Play 2 rounds and be done with it. You have to pay attention. I don't feel like I could play with Milo sitting there. Not because it's graphic. I haven't been to any graphic parts yet, but just because it's slow and you're listening and,
you have to pay attention.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons he likes sitting on my lap while Overwatch and Call of Duty being played, because it's fast and it's colorful and it's over quick and I can pick him up and put him down, pick him up, put him down. He's been wanting to hold a controller lately. So it's
awesome.
Getting really cute just because I'll pick him up. He'll be like, and he'll want like one of the other, it's a PS3 controller I just have sitting around. And, and he holds it and just clicks the buttons and while I'm playing. And
that is awesome.
So I will say, Gabe, that there's one section that takes place in a gentleman's club, and I was real nervous.
Oh,
I was like, oh man, but it's fine.
Oh, good.
So just know.
Good.
Yeah, I was really happy.
Good for
on
them.
you.
I like that.
Yeah, right.
Good job, Quantic Dream. Staying
way to go.
Higher brow.
Ed, I meant to ask you, how long was the campaign that you did? I mean, I know there's probably multiple options, but how long is the game essentially?
Wow,
let me guess, 15 hours.
I know, right?
12 hours.
Tell me 8.
I'm gonna say that's probably pretty close.
It can't be longer than that. There's no way it's a 20-hour game.
No,
there's no way.
There's no way it is. No, it's probably closer to 12.
That's what I was.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But yeah, YouTube doesn't show like anymore. It used to show, if you look at a playlist, how long it is, so you could kind of glance at it and see, all of these parts added up together. It's but they don't do that anymore.
I
so
didn't know they used to do that.
Weird.
I wish they did. I don't know. Still, there's no timer inside of God of War, so I don't know how much time I spent on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's more than 12 to 15 hours. And it's a slow 12 to 15 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, there is definitely a part where it doesn't go as slow as Heavy Rain in the beginning. But once it starts, you're off.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. And so Gabe, I think you said you put
huh?
Yeah, I think Gabe, you said you put an hour or so into it. You're probably pretty close to getting there.
Okay, to close to the action.
To the action, yeah. To when you're like, oh crap, here we go.
It's on.
Oh yeah. It's such a good game. I like it so much. I still wish that I could walk while I had the investigative little thing going on. That bugs the crap out of me.
Yeah.
That slows the game way down.
Because I look for everything.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. All right. Router.
Yes.
Do you got it?
Oh, it's taken me 2 weeks, but yes.
I should have asked you last week and just waited in the silence.
I know, that would have been amazing.
Talking to you.
How rude. Well, let's do it.
I always forget to turn my headphones down right when you do that. I'm like,
Chris's ears are new game. Chris's ears are bleeding for the PS4, Xbox One, and yeah, crazy. Anyway, all right, let's get to some new releases. As Eduardo has said, Far Cry 5 Hours of Darkness DLC out for the PS4, PC, and Xbox One. Ladies and gentlemen, Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn for the PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. It's a modern take on the classic beat 'em up.
Downloaded it.
Nice. Yeah, I heard that game, at least on the Switch, is free. Is that
it's free if you own NBA Playgrounds until July on the Switch. I don't know about all the other platforms, but I happen to own Playgrounds on the Switch, so
there you go.
Gotcha.
Very nice.
Get your Shaq Fu on. The Elder Scrolls Online Somerset for the Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Somerset Marm.
Somerset on. Get your Vampire on. Vampire, PYR, nice spelling there. PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
People are saying that's not good.
That game looks... I watched a little bit of a walkthrough. Yeah. And I was like, woof.
Ooh.
Really?
Yowzers.
Really?
Nice.
It kind of looked like...
Is it like a hack and slash, or what is it exactly?
No, it's kind of like a mix between Thief or... there was another one that was similar to Thief where you were like a ghost.
Dishonored?
No.
The girl had the little ghosty thing?
No, he could like travel into the ghost world, but it was kind of... It looked very Thief-like.
Like Shadow of Mordor when he goes into the Wraith world. Something like that?
Yeah, it kind of looked like that, yeah. It's like if Thief in that game weren't as good.
Wow.
Really?
Yikes. All right.
Yeek.
Eek.
Because we all know how awesome everyone loved Thief.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well.
All right, moving on. Origami Nightfall for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Heimrich for the PS4 and Xbox One. Shape of the World, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. The Infectious Madness of Dr. Decker for the PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Happy Birthdays for the Nintendo Switch. Shantae Half Genie Hero Ultimate Edition. There's an edition. I was looking for some sort of an edition this week.
Finally.
Goodness gracious.
You get the Ultimate Edition of Shantae Half Genie Hero for the Nintendo Switch.
It actually said Shantae.
Shantae. Yeah.
He only grants 1.5 wishes.
Exactly. 1.5 wishes is all you get.
And don't make it much because I ain't got long.
Exactly. And no box. And then where am I?
$1 million. How about $100?
Here's a shiny nickel. Go get yourself something nice.
Yeah, don't spend it all in one place, would you?
Sushi Striker: The Way of Sushido for the 3DS and Nintendo Switch.
Sushi Striker.
I downloaded that demo.
You did?
Did you?
Yeah, it's not that great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your boy likes demos.
Would have put money down on that too.
I love a demo.
He does love a good demo. Check out my demo.
Love
my demo.
A demo. By the way, you might want to check out Gabe Patillo at SoundCloud. I'm just kidding. Go to hear my demo.
Okay.
You want this chicory coffee? Nah, it's a demo. Oh, really?
Yeah. Then I will try that. Yeah.
I'm all over it. Yeah. Yes.
How much do you get?
Exactly. And do I get the Last of Us sneak peek with it?
Exactly. I love a demo. I just go on Nintendo Switch and like hit up the newest demos and just let them download to the Switch and play them all.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Good, man.
Yeah.
You never know. You might find a gem.
Exactly.
Most of the time you don't.
It's happened.
So,
and it's definitely not happened.
All right. We got some oops on the Discord. Shoot. Calmed Fury. The Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu EV will not be available to transfer caught Pokemon to Pokemon Go.
Ah,
It will only be Go to Let's Go transfer that are deposited into a park in
Gotcha.
Let's Go to be
Mhm.
recaptured.
Mhm.
No idea what just happened, but
yeah.
okay, cool.
It was
Go
last
with
week's show. Um,
Okay.
the Let's Go Pokemon, or I mean Pikachu
Right.
and Eevee are on the Switch, and obviously Pokemon Go on the
Sure.
mobile. He's saying it only goes one way, where we thought maybe it went both ways.
Right. Gotcha. Yep.
Mm.
Okay.
Only goes from Go to Let's Go.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Okay. This is bad. Our boy Jeff Swan, hashtag MTTGWTF.
Uh-oh.
I can think of someone else who went to all 3 Centennial episodes. I believed you left him out during the
Oh,
conversation
Jeff
last
Swan.
week.
Yeah,
I
of
know.
who
I
has been
read
to
that.
all Centennial episodes. I was like,
Man,
Poor Jeff.
we are the worst.
we love you, Jeff. Yep. No,
So
it's all
wait.
good.
It's episode 299, and Jeff's claiming he's gone to 3 Centennial.
Well, that's true. So we should count. There's
There's a lot of people
counter
had
oops there.
plans that aren't coming anymore.
That's right. So this is now a counter oops, because it's essentially he's been to 2.
That's right.
And
You can
coming
get a
to the
flat tire
third.
real easy.
Yeah. Ed's out there on the
Not a
highway
threat.
putting nails on.
Jeff Swan, we do hope to see you at all 3.
Yes.
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 Absolutely.
It will be all the better for it.
Yes, it will be.
Definitely.
Amen to that. That is it. Back to you, gentlemen.
Chris McCracken.
Well,
Oh,
let's-
speaking of, sorry.
Yes.
I have to give a ginormous shout out to Matt Leidy. Speaking of people that aren't going to make it to 300, he was coming to 300. His daughter is getting like this huge educational something honor, which I would have known nothing about as a child.
Educational something honor.
Yeah, exactly.
She
Exactly.
do the school real
hashtag
good.
wah wah.
And so he's staying in Ohio to go. I think she's getting like honored by the mayor or something crazy. I don't know.
Oh, that's
And,
amazing.
And so he's staying back to see that. And I had computer trouble for some reason right before I left town. We had a really bad storm. And so I had shut down my computer and unplugged it. And when I came back in town, I ran upstairs to do something for Married to the Games. It might have been Question of the Week or something. And I turned on the computer and I was just getting blue screen of death on Windows.
Ooh.
And I worked on it, I mean, for hours. I know what it was. I don't really know how to work in safe mode and all this business. But I knew like all my files weren't gone. So I knew it was acting okay. Like I was all right. But, you know, I've got a lot of programs on here that take a lot of serial keys and, you know, and plugins and everything. It was just been a pain, especially right before 300 because, you know, I'm taking my computer. I think Chris is bringing his. And Matt Leidy is an IT guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
Trey.
Oh, yeah.
And thank God I remember that. He stayed on the phone with me, y'all, for 3 hours.
Wow.
Figuring it out.
Good night.
And we finally got it figured out at, I think, 1:15 in the morning, my time, which
Oh
is
my gosh.
2:15 in the morning, his time.
Wow.
And so I have to
Wow.
give a huge shout out to him. Matt, thank you so much
Oh, man,
for
that's
saving
amazing.
your boy. And then at the end of the day, it all came down to a graphics driver.
Really?
On my
Really?
video card, yeah.
Ugh.
We think. I mean, you know, we did like, it was one of those things like we were doing small things and then restarting, small things, then restarting. And then there was one time we were like, okay, do this, 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 and this, and then restarting. And so we did like 3 different things, restarted, and it worked. So
Oh, that's amazing.
Nice.
Wow.
Married to
Yeah.
the
Way to go,
Games
Matt.
IT guy.
Married
That's
to the
right.
Games
Title.
IT.
Yes.
Some reason I don't hate Halo anymore.
Exactly.
I love you, Lighty. That's
Oh,
awesome, man.
now that's what he did. He helped you at the very end. He was, all right, Gabe, on Married to the Games broadcast, you're wearing a Halo shirt.
You're wearing a Halo
Oh,
shirt. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
In honor of Matt Leidy. I really do
That's
appreciate
amazing.
it.
That's
That's
incredible. Yeah.
Okay.
Good on
I'm
you.
sorry. I just had to, I knew
No,
there was
yeah,
something
that's
I was missing,
absolutely.
but I had to mention
I
it.
didn't know that. I knew you had struggled with it, but man, that's awesome that he was able to help out.
Yeah, really.
Mhm. Yes.
That shows you what kind of community we have.
Exactly. And it was one of those things I was telling Chris. I was like, and Chris probably feels the same in some instances. I'm the computer guy that people come to. And so when the computer guy doesn't know what to do, I don't have anybody to call. And so
Right.
I was like, I was just driving and I was like, I think Matt Leidy's an IT guy. So I
That's so funny.
I called him. I was like, help a brother out. So
Oh, that's amazing.
anyway, and he did.
That's so great.
Okay,
so cool.
Christopher.
So we're going to start out with some news about Red Dead Redemption 2. They've finally started releasing some of the different special editions and stuff that you can order, as well as the digital. I don't think that they had the digital order on the stores yet for like Xbox and PlayStation yet. So those are now up. We have gotten some confirmation that on the PlayStation side, there is going to be some type of timed exclusive content. We don't know exactly what it's going to be. All it did say within the little listing is that select content will be able to play first on PlayStation 4. So I guess that stuff will be to determine, which I feel like that was at least we kind of knew that may be coming because we did know that Sony had a marketing deal at the very least with Rockstar.
Yeah.
So I guess that's now been confirmed that there will be something that'll be time exclusive. Hopefully it's just like, oh, you get this 6-shooter for like a month ahead of time and nothing super, super duper. On terms of the different editions that they're going to have, they are going to have the special edition, which is going to be $80, and it's going to come with a handful of in-game bonus content. You know, like you're going to get a special horse and some power-ups and different damage and awareness attributes and whatnot. And that is going to be, I think I said $80. They're going to have an Ultimate Edition that includes all of that stuff, but then also gives you a few bonus issues or bonus content on the multiplayer side. Like a customizable camp theme. You're going to be able to jump to rank 25 in the online play right away. You're going to get a steelbook, and that's $100.
Oof.
And then they're going to have a collector's box. And the collector's box is going to have all this crazy like physical content. You're going to get a treasure map. You're going to get this little magazine that comes with it, a deck of cards, a bunch of little collectible pins that you can have, a bandana. You're going to be getting a puzzle, this tin box that it all comes in. It actually looks like a bunch of really cool little stuff. And it's also $100.
Oh.
Which seems a little strange, doesn't it? That
why would
the
you
collector's edition is $100 and the ultimate edition is $100.
So wait, you can get the stuff, the basic one for $100, and then the one that with the stuff.
The basic, the special edition is $80. The ultimate edition is $99. You know, it's $100, and then the collector's box is also $100.
And the collector's box comes with everything that the Ultimate Edition has, plus
the stuff you'll throw away?
Right.
Actually, the collector's box only comes, as I understand it, with that physical stuff, and it doesn't come with the in-game stuff.
Oh, that's weird.
Or at the very least, it doesn't come with the game.
Who came up with that idea?
Yeah, it's only going to have all of this physical content that you're not going to get in the other sets. So
Somebody
again,
failed
one
economics.
more time, it doesn't come with the game. Not a digital copy, not a physical copy. So
Wait, which one?
Wait, what?
The collector's box does not come with the game.
Oh,
Okay.
At all.
The $100 one?
The $100 collector's box with all the physical accoutrements does not come with a digital or physical copy of the game.
Okay, so it's essentially $150
Yeah.
then. or
So it's basically
$160.
just like a loot crate, but with all of this stuff. So
what
you
is
need to be
going
make sure that you're
on?
paying attention to that it
No,
does not
sir.
come with the game if you're going to
there
buy
are going to
that.
be so many angry people.
Fool
I'd
me
like to
once.
return this collector's edition, please.
Now, I will say to their credit, they clearly mark that, hey, this is not coming with the game, but it's not like lambasted up next to the big logo. It's down at the bottom and says, oh, by the way, this does not come with a copy of the game.
Why
So
would you want
that's
all
hilarious.
the stuff and not the game?
You know, I was thinking about this at first when I saw it. I was like, well, that seems dumb. And yes, obviously you could say that because like most collector's editions that come out these days, at least also come with the game. Granted, most collector's editions are also more expensive than this. Like I think
It'd be like
my
120
God
or
of War
something.
was 120 or something like that. And this is
Right.
only going to be capped at $100. And this does seem to have more physical goodies than most other collector's editions. Most other collector's editions, like, oh, you get a steelbook and this little statue and maybe one other thing. This does have a lot of little knickknacks and stuff if that's what you're into.
But not the game.
But not the game. So I think to me, I just look at this like if somebody's into buying, again, kind of like the Loot Crate subscription. Now, granted, that's a grab bag and you don't know what you're going to be getting, but basically you're getting a box full of just a bunch of physical goodies. Could be a t-shirt, could be a little keychain, could be a statue, could be whatever. And you're just getting it and that's all that you want. To me, this is like the more like an actual version of a collector's box. This is just going to be a bunch of collectible items that you can put on a shelf and that's it. to me, this is a separate purchase, or it doesn't bother me that this is a separate purchase because I feel like,
right?
Well, yeah, because it comes with a lot of stuff. I can absolutely see that this thing's going to sell out, and I can tell there's going to be tons of people, I bet, that buy this thing because they're such Red Dead Redemption fans that they want all this little physical goodie stuff. I could totally see this being a thing, and the fact that they clearly marked it, I got no problem with it.
And that's the collector's edition?
Collector's box.
Oh, man.
It doesn't say edition. If it said edition, it should include the game, in my opinion.
Right.
But it doesn't say that.
That's true.
It does say collector's box. And again, they clearly marked it, but a lot of people were like, wait a minute. Because, I think it was EA dropped for a couple of games, dropped a few of these like last year where they did a collector's edition. I think there was I'm going to get oops. But there was one other really big game. I want to say it was one of like Shadow of Mordor or something. Mm-hmm. But there was some other big game that dropped it. It was like, oh, here's a collector's edition, but it doesn't come with the game. And we kind of went around the same way. We were like, that seems weird. But I mean, if you just think about it as what it is, it's a collector goodies and it's just like a separate thing. It's like,
but let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Does that look like $100 worth of stuff? A lot of it looks like paper to me.
I don't know. Again, to me, that's all eye of the beholder stuff.
Playing cards.
Again, it's all eye of the beholder stuff. If you are a huge Red Dead Redemption fan and you want to have those themed Red Dead Redemption cards, and this is the only place you can get it, that has value for you. And I'm gonna be mad at you if you go spend the money on it if it's what you're into.
A red bandana.
$8.
No way. If you go to Walmart, there's an $8 red bandana. I'll be mad.
I'm being generous. I'm trying to get to 100.
I'm just saying, if you add up like the puzzle and the coin and the catalog
and the metal tin box.
Yeah, and the box
that I guess holds it all up.
Yeah, seems like there you're getting to around $18.50.
Right. And this is Price is Right prices, by the way.
I can guarantee you this thing will sell out if it's not already sold out.
I think you're absolutely right.
I'm not saying it won't sell out. Right. It just seems a little silly.
Oh, wait, you forgot about the pin set, so that's another $2.
All right, so we're at $20.
It's the stuff you get out of the crane machine at your local pizza parlor.
Exactly.
For anybody out in our community that's a Red Dead Redemption lover and is all about this, I ain't mad at you. Go for it.
Yeah, they're
Do
all
your
over
burst.
I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at them.
No. Yeah. I'm a Red Dead Redemption lover, but no way.
Yeah, if this was $120
but you've never
with the
bought
game,
have you ever bought any collector's edition ever, Ed? That's not really your thing, right?
No, but there are some that I could see like, oh yeah, I would get that if it was
like the Dishonored one. That mask that came with it.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
It looked dope. When you saw it in person, that thing was flimsy as all get out, in my opinion.
Really? I've only seen it on the wall.
Yeah. I saw one. I went to, I think it was like it wasn't a GameStop, but it was one of those little mom and pop
shops. We shot at Culch Hulk had one in his house.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. But I saw one at like a mom and pop game store, and I could go up and actually, probably weren't supposed to touch it, but you could look at it like right there. And I did touch it. And I was like, oh,
can
that's
you not touch it, please?
I mean, it's about what I thought it might be, but it does. I agree. Totally looks cool. Like, I didn't even like the game. And I was like, man, that would look cool on a shelf.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So I just think that if this collector's box came with the game and it was $120, like you were saying.
Yeah. I feel like that'd be the better route to go. Yeah. I think that'd be the better route to go. And I've bought just a handful of collector's editions, and I've never bought one that didn't include the game. So, I mean, I'm on the side that, I would be much more enticed if I were a huge Red Dead Redemption guy, if it had the game. But, I mean,
right.
I can't be mad. Like, if they can say, hey, we're offering this and we're going to sell it for this and people are going to buy it, I'm not mad at them for selling it. I'm not mad at the people that buy it. If you want it, it's got value to you, have at it, man. Go for it.
Yep. I'm not mad at the people who buy it. I'm just a little confused.
I understand buying it. I just don't understand selling it for that much money.
It should be like $50.
Because here's why they're going to sell it for that. Because they know they'll get it.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line. If like 3 months from now they're like, we still got these collector's boxes, it'll be reduced in price.
Yeah, exactly.
But because it's Rockstar and it's Red Dead Redemption, that's probably not.
They'll be sold out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got to get my hands on, and I didn't know it was just over the weekend, or I would have played it a lot more. I don't know if you guys know this, but your boy loves a tennis game.
Oh yeah, you do.
If a tennis game,
the Mario tennis or whatever it was.
Mario. You say Mario tennis?
Yeah, Mario.
Mario. Super Mario.
You stupid Enzo.
You stupid Sabra.
Mario tennis. Oh Lord. Yes, Mario Tennis Aces.
You stupid Enzo.
You know what's funny about that is that you guys know that almonds commercial where they're talking about he's like, oh, I love a good almond, and the guy's like, do you like almonds? He's like, I like almonds. He's like, that's what I said, almonds.
I had not seen that.
Oh, and the guy jumps out the car.
I need to look that up. No,
that's awesome. I gotta watch that.
It's really funny. But one of my buddies is from New York. He's with us on the road. He's our tour manager now, and he talks like that. And so it's some way crazy. You're like, it's Mariah. He's like, that's what I said, Mariah Carey. I'm like, no, Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey. You're like, stop talking. So Mario Tennis Aces, I got to play over the weekend, and it was so fun. Oh my gosh. Nice. The only problem is, I mean, it was the online demo. And so,
well, of course,
to me, the server was like, eep, jing,
really?
walla, walla, bing, bang, oop, eep. And so, like, I felt like I'd be like holding over, like, go, 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 go. And it was like, oh, now I'll go. And you're like, what are you doing? But
interesting.
Playing the computer and everything was really fun. Online's going to be just brutally hard. It feels like the game's set up to where like the supers that you get like are unreturnable. You know what I mean? So the couple times I did play online, I just got like either demolished or demolished the person I was playing.
Nice.
It's like whoever could build up their super faster and get up and do like the super shots, and they were just like so hard to return, especially with the lag. And so, that made it really hard. But like you can break each other's rackets, and it looks right. It looks like Nintendo.
That's cool.
And all that. And I can't wait. I don't know how much it's going to be. I'm guessing it's going to be a $60 game.
Right.
But I don't think I'd be mad putting that in on it. I just hope that like if it's like online only, I probably wouldn't get it. But if there's like a story and you can work your way through a tournament or something like that, it doesn't have necessarily to be a story, but like if you could work your way through tournaments and stuff like that, then I'd probably get it. But if it's heavy online, then that's going to be a bummer because online is just going to be brutally hard. But I enjoyed it nonetheless.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it comes out. I don't know when it comes out. Oh, it says you can buy it now, but I don't think it's out yet. Pre-order, it comes out on the 22nd of June.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so
like
speaking of games ahead of time, I got into the Crew 2 beta.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
and I haven't actually started it up yet, but they say that you're allowed to stream and publish the content. So,
of the beta.
Wow. Oh, that's nice.
Of the beta, yeah.
Nice. They want to get that hype train going.
Right.
That's right.
Hype.
Woo woo. Shantae says whoop whoop.
Shantae. No, it's only one woo because it's half genie.
You ain't got it. Yeah. Shantae says woo.
That's good.
Well, she got Christopher.
So, Destiny 2 is getting a huge expansion in, I think it's going to be around the fall. I don't know the exact date. And unfortunately, I'm just touching on this real quick because I haven't had time to read a bunch of the stuff. I watched a little bit of the teaser video where they talked about it. It's going to be called Forsaken. It seems like there's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of things the community's been asking for to finally come, which is in the little bit that I've watched of it, I'm getting excited. My Destiny fanboy tinglies are starting to go. Yeah, because I put a post on Twitter and I said, as a self-proclaimed Destiny fan who put tons and tons and tons of hours into Destiny 1 and the beginning of Destiny 2 and has not touched a single bit of either of the two expansions that have dropped since then, this is getting me excited. So I'm hoping that it's going to be really,
because I want to be excited. Good. I just can't care for some strange reason.
Yeah. You mean about this expansion or just Destiny in general? You're talking about?
this expansion. But I haven't watched anything, but I've just seen it all over the place, and I want to care.
Now, I will say, from what I have seen, I don't feel like it's, night and day, but I feel like there's tons of quality of life things, and they're introducing some new modes that seem very interesting to me, and it's coming with a new raid, which I'm always getting super excited about.
How much is it?
Nice.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be like $60. It's just going to be a $60 game or something, I would assume. I don't... Typically, the way that it happened in the past was not... It's not considered like an expansion like the 2 that we previously got, where it's just a short little content. It's like a whole brand new story, and it's a much bigger ordeal. It's about the equivalent of all the expansions the rest of the time putting in. Yeah. At least that's how it was in Destiny 1, and then with the Taken King, which was technically still in the Destiny 1 life cycle, but it was a major expansion, not a little tidbit piece. So it's up to you. I mean, we'll have to. I would definitely wait and see. I mean, it's not like if I were able to pre-order today, I don't know that I'd be pre-ordering. I want to see more as well, and they're going to have much more information and stuff about it at E3. So Bungie says, but it's getting me to where I'm like, all right, I'm kind of like you. I want Destiny to be great. I want to put over 1,000 hours like I did in Destiny 1.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad that there were so many people who were so into Destiny, and I feel bad that they kind of went away. And even though I didn't play Destiny, I liked hearing people be passionate about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want people to like it again.
And it's like the OG community game, I feel like, for MTTG. Like,
yes,
I played that with our community so much and got to know people so well on that game. And like, that's one of those games, like, because after a while, you don't really have to pay attention to what you're doing. Like, everybody knows what they're doing. So you're more just talking while you're playing in the background. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's more hanging out than it is like, unless you're doing a raid like Chris is saying, and you got to be calling out stuff or something and things like that.
Yeah. Right.
You know, that's harder. But like, other than that, you're just like in the game, like, oh, we got to go do this thing. And then you're just talking and getting to know each other. And
I love that.
I played with so many people on Destiny 1, and then Destiny 2 is the same way.
Yep.
So I hope this brings us back into the fold. I don't know. Maybe I got a little Destiny 2 fatigue, even though I really shouldn't have it yet.
Yeah, and I don't blame you at all. It's definitely, even me, again, this self-admitted Destiny fan who did all this stuff but has not played in months right now. Yeah. I'm over here, I'm like, oh, it's getting me excited, but I know people on Twitter that are like, they're like, oh my gosh, my mind is blown, and I'm just like, I can't get there yet. I can't get there yet. I need to see more. I'll wait till it gets closer, and I'm sure I'll get excited, and I have no doubt I'll probably end up getting it. But I'm gonna wait and see. But I want to play the game because I have so many fond memories, like you're saying. Because Destiny 1 was not a perfect game, and there were a lot of grievances with it. But I still put in work on that game, and had tons and tons of fun. So I want it. I want to be in love again, all over again.
Hey,
but the one thing that I can expound a little bit on is that it looks like Destiny, or excuse me, not Destiny, but Bungie has acquired a new partner to help make yet a new game. They've recently announced a partnership with NetEase, which is a Chinese company, and they said it's going to help us explore new directions. And in a statement, they said that this is going to help us build new worlds, invite players into new and old to join us there. And so basically what this is going to do is they're getting a $100 million investment from this company to create a whole new game. Basically, it's going to help them create completely new teams to go build a brand new game that they're going to be able to self-publish, which is awesome. So they're not going to be tied to like right now they're heavily tied to Activision because Activision is the one who's basically financing the Destiny game. And they went out and they made a big point to say, look, Destiny is not going anywhere. We're creating new teams to build these other experiences, and Destiny is going to continue on for years to come. So they made a point to underscore that, which is good on one hand. Like I said, as a Destiny fan, it's like, well, I want Destiny not only to get better, but if it's going to get better, I want it to continue. I don't want it to just go away.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is a huge investment from another company to help them to create a new team, create a brand new title that will be self-published, which I feel like is every game developer's dream, quite frankly, to be able to build and own their own IP. So... I guess technically, this company, NetEase, will actually own a big chunk of it. I don't know if they'll actually own the IP, but they'll be able to self-publish it at the very least. So that's cool.
That's a lot of money to invest in. So that sounds promising.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure it's going to be years upon years away, but it just makes me excited to see what they can come up with.
Yeah. I loved seeing this. Dave Bautista or Bautista, who plays Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah,
he was doing a Twitter Q&A, and they asked him, "What's your dream role?" And he said, "Funny you say that. I've actually been knocking down the door of Universal Studios because I want to play the lead Marcus Phoenix in the Gears of War movie."
Oh, he'd be good.
Ooh. And I was like, "You look exactly like that guy."
Right?
And so that would be really cool. I don't know Dave Bautista from much. All I know him from is Guardians, I think. Maybe I know him. Maybe he's in something else. I just don't know it. But just kind of like looking at him and looking at Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War, you're like, yeah, I can see that. And so the only problem is the movie is having a really hard time getting off the ground. I guess Coalition and Epic Games. Is that who did that? Is it Epic Games?
Did Epic do it? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe. They partnered with Universal back in 2016 to get the movie going along, and they even got a writer to write the script and over a year ago, and nothing else has really come of it. So yeah, we'll see. It's funny because I've played Gears of War and I don't still really don't know what it's about.
Yeah,
I think it's just like shoot aliens or something. So
it's and they have a lot of really fun humor in those games, and after seeing Guardians, you know that he can definitely do humor.
Exactly, he can be invisible. That's for sure.
I'm totally invisible.
My movement is totally imperceptible to you right now.
Oh, hey, Drax!
So
Dang it!
Oh my gosh,
that is so funny. Oh my gosh,
that scene was awesome.
So we'll see. I mean, to me, a Gears movie doesn't sound great, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
What else you got, Christopher?
So it looks like Overwatch is doing us a solid, and they're reworking the character Symmetra.
Yeah.
What took them so long?
Yeah, well, they've actually reworked her one time already, and in my opinion, made her worse. And look, this is, for all intents and purposes, to me, I welcome this. I'm ready to see if it makes her a better character, because I have put out a lot of hate for this character on Twitter and other places. I do not like this character. I think she's the worst character in the game. I was hoping that they would kill her off. That didn't happen. So instead, what they're doing...
Do you think they'll do that?
Do what?
Do you think they'll do that in the future?
They recently they had come out and said that, like, we are open to doing anything. They said there's no plans to remove a character right now, but they're like, but we absolutely would do that. They said that they would. Wow. So to me, I was like, oh, it leaves the door open. Maybe Symmetra will be gone.
And what is your beef with her for those that haven't played with you?
My beef with her is that, one, she's listed as a support character and she can do no healing. So that was an annoyance. Two, her skill level. Now, granted, there are people out there that can play Symmetra and they're really skilled with her and can do really well. But they're very far and few between. Most people that play Symmetra play her because she's an easy character whose weapon is ridiculously strong and locks onto targets, and it can even go like 90 degrees the other way when they're not even looking at you. If it's locked, they can turn and it's still locked on you, killing you. And that annoys me to no end. Because look, I'm not like some beast at the game. I'm not over there in Overwatch League. You know, I'm not saying I'm like the best ever. But it's like, you know, I can say I have at least a little bit of skill in the game. So anybody, and I understand having a low skill level character, but there's plenty of other ones that are actually can be utilized in other ways and are helpful. I don't find Symmetra helpful. I find her to be an annoyance more than anything else.
It just feels cheap a lot of times. Like, oh, come on, that's a cheap move.
Yeah, nobody has ever died to Symmetra and been like, oh man, yeah, that was fair. That was a good move. Like, no, that was cheap crap.
There are no like impressive Symmetra kills.
Yeah, anytime she gets play of the game, even though I can't hear the other team and those people, I can hear the groan. I can hear even the person who gets it, they're like, oh, really? Oh man, I'm embarrassed. What am I doing with my life? I'm playing Symmetra.
That's funny.
So they're changing her out to where her primary fire no longer locks on targets. Now they are upping the damage of not at all. They are upping the damage of it a little bit if you stay on the person, but you basically got to track the person and keep that beam on them in order for that to continue to grow and damage.
Doesn't Moira's lock slightly?
It locks slightly, and it doesn't do nearly as much damage as Symmetra's does.
No, it doesn't. But I just didn't know. I didn't know if they were going from the lock it has now to like a slight lock instead of no lock at all.
According to their notes, it says no lock on targets.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So they're removing that. They're basically, so she can put out these turrets that she can affix to different areas of the wall or on a pod or on the floor, anywhere pretty much. And she could have up to 6 of them. Or a payload.
Right.
And she could have up to 6 of them. They're knocking that down to 3. She can only carry 3.
Nice.
She can only put out a max of 3. They're making her less cheap. Another thing that they're doing, is they're moving her out of the support category. They're moving her out of the support category, and they're creating a new damage hero category, which is kind of a mix of attack and defense heroes. And she's going to get moved into that, which at the end of the day, it didn't really matter what category she's in. It was just an annoyance to me that you're in support and you could do no healing. Because a person brand new to the game may think, oh, I'll be the healer. They pick Symmetra, and little did you know, you're not helping your team at all, basically. And then one other thing that they're doing is in the original rework that they did to her, she has a teleporter as her ultimate. Basically, she can put a teleporter so that the people from spawn can get back to the point of action faster, which I will say can be a helpful ultimate. Yes, that is definitely useful. Yes. What they did when they did the first rework is they gave her an alternate super or ultimate, which was a shield generator that gave you, I think, 100 more shields or something like that. They're completely removing the shield generator. It's going away, which is amazing because nothing was more annoying than that stupid shield generator.
Right.
And so it is going to be going away. So one thing that they are doing to her that I thought was really, really cool is she's now she had this barrier that she could throw out and it like would just track and you and your team could like run behind it. Now she's getting this barrier where she puts it up and it like walls off the entire area and nobody can advance or shoot through it. Or they probably can shoot through it if they have enough damage, but it's going to take a lot of damage to get through it. I will say that ability seems really cool and really useful.
So it's in place, kind of like Maze Wall kind of thing?
Except it like covers the entire wall. Like there's no way to get around it. Like Maze Wall, if she walls it up in its doorway, you're not getting through. But if she walls it up like in the middle of an area, you just go around it. This is going to wall off the entire area. And neither team can go through it or shoot. That's the way that it seems from the one little snippet video that they shot. Apparently, these changes are on the PTR right now, but because I don't play on PC, I can't really go in to check them out. They were just in the blog post. They had links to little example videos that showed little quick versions of these changes that they're talking about, and that's what it looked like. It was it's got this honeycomb pattern. It's like a virtual wall that's like kind of like what it was in the original Guardians of the Galaxy whenever that ship was trying to come down. It kind of looks like that, except it's blue. So I'm super excited about these changes, and who knows? Maybe she might become a character that's not cheap, and I'm like, hey, I'll give her a shot here and there.
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited. I'm excited for this as well as everything else. Sounds like she's what?
Still terrible.
I mean, a spade is a spade.
Do a lot of people play her though?
A lot of cheap players.
Oh man. I feel like I see her all the time, but I feel like the draw to her is for the person who doesn't have that good of aim, who needs to sit back a little bit. So if you take away that and then you take the turrets down to 3, which were already super easy to get rid of anyway, it seems
but they're also, their health is going up. Their health used to be at 1, so you could like shoot them real quick and they'd go down. Now their health is being increased to 30, which it should take more than one shot, depending on what it is.
Yeah. I feel you.
So there's some trade-offs that they're doing for these things, just like her beam. It no longer locks on, but it does more damage quicker if you can keep it on the player. So there's things that they're doing to offset some of the changes. It'll just be, we'll have to wait and see if they are effective or not.
Do we know when that patch comes out?
When does it? Well, it's on the PTR right now. They haven't announced when the patch is going to hit for the live game.
Okay, it is on the PTR. Nice.
Yeah, and I have to assume, like, typically when stuff hits the PTR, it's usually one more cycle, maybe 2 before it finally hits. So I feel like it's going to be on there quickly. It could be, next week sometime after 300. And to your point, you were saying that a lot of people that you think may play are people who don't really have that great of aim. And I'm totally fine with there being characters that, you don't necessarily need to have rock solid aim for. But you have Winston, who shoots like an electrical area that just kind of goes everywhere. You have Symmetra. You have a bunch of characters that I feel like can fit that role, but yet their other attributes are, in my opinion, helpful to your team in the game. Symmetra, while you could say that, yes, her turrets are definitely helpful in keeping people from coming through a doorway, more often than not, it just feels cheap and dirty. Even when your team's doing it, I don't even like seeing a Symmetra on our team.
Yeah,
because it's like, well, it just feels cheap.
It's cheating, like basically.
It's not cheating. It's not cheating. It's not. It just feels. It feels cheap to me, and I want my team. I want to feel like we won legitimately. I don't want to feel like, well, we went to 4 Bastions and 2 Symmetras in this. Not that you could do that in this, except in certain modes. But back in the early days, you could do that. You could have all the cheap compositions, and it feels dirty when you win that way. To me,
it does. To me too.
There you go.
All right,
let's talk about Torbjorn.
I don't mind Torbjorn as much. Comparatively.
That's true.
Oh,
I like Toblerones.
That's what I call him.
Yep.
Gosh, I don't even really want to talk about these stories. Okay, can I just do 3 in a row real fast?
Okay.
Hit it.
Yeah, because my last one's really, really small.
Okay. You remember Pogs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to bring those back to mobile.
Oh, to mobile. Dang it, I was going to say, I kept my Pogs from back in the day. I was going to...
Exactly. An augmented reality mobile Pog game.
Oh, okay.
What?
So they're trying to raise money right now on Indiegogo. They're looking for $50,000. They have a month left. I don't know how long it's been up, but they've raised $5,300 so far. So if you're into Pogs and you want them to come back in a big way on mobile, head over to Indiegogo and check out Pogs, the mobile game.
E-Pogs.
Road Pogs. Then we got Fortnite. Looks like it's coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
A bunch of people have seen some code that the eShop has been updated and clearly calls for Fortnite by name. So, I mean, if I'm Nintendo, I'm like, really? I mean, cell phones got it before us. And then my last thing is Evolve's dedicated servers are shutting down in September.
Yeah.
Which makes me a little sad only because I thought Evolve was such a great idea. And then we all played it as a community and we were like, yeah, no, we don't like this. But it just didn't seem like it had a good reason why not to like it. But there was something about it that just wasn't right. I mean, so much so that they had to start giving the game away for free, and it's still shutting down.
I'll tell you what, that original demo was fun, though.
Yeah, we had fun, but I'm saying it didn't lead any of us to buy it.
Yeah.
No.
It had no campaign, right?
No campaign. But when we all played Destiny together, we were like, oh, freak yes. And that was only 3 people at a time. This was at least 5 people at a time.
Yeah.
And so I just don't know why
it's
it
4
work.
against 1, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, but you're all in there talking. Remember, it's all anyway. Oh gosh. I mean, we had so much fun playing this game. I just don't know where the disconnect happened. I wish I would have known so I could have told them.
I feel like because during the demo, you felt like, okay, I got everything this had to offer. And when it dropped, it really didn't have much more than that.
Yeah, it was just like new monsters, it felt like.
And it did feel like, I don't know, in playing it, it felt like the kind of thing is like, well, I just don't feel like this has staying power. For me, I can see how it did have staying power for like more competitive teams that were getting together and all this and that. But for just goofing off kind of things, it just didn't do much to make me want to stay there. I had a blast with the demo, but I was like, that was good. I got my fill.
That's what stinks about, like, especially if you really like the game, the fact that like if Overwatch went away or they got rid of their servers, you just can't play it on your own anymore,? And so it stinks that you can't play that game anymore.
Yeah, and there's a way that people, it's their dedicated server. So I think there's a way to get around that, like where people can run servers with Evolve on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like I think how you would do back in the day with, Team Fortress and everything like that, like run them on your own servers. I just don't know how that works anymore because I'm too old now. But I used to be into that.
Too old and tired.
Yeah, too old and tired to figure it out. I'm like, oh, if I can't just press go, then I'm not playing it.
Let's call Matt Lighty. He'll do it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Nice.
That was my last 3 things. Chris, what's your last thing?
The only other thing that I have is that it looks like the WB website actually leaked Hitman 2 officially.
Yeah, I was about to say, who leaked that?
Yeah, they did.
They did it.
Well, they basically hinted at it on the Hitman Twitter account. They said, "Good afternoon, 47. The profiles have been updated. Your next target is ... So you knew, or pretty much everybody assumed, something is coming, whether it just be add-ons to the story that they had already had, just like new little segments or what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then people went to the WB Games website and just kind of like searched around and they found just a logo for Hitman 2. It's like, well, there you go. That's what it's going to be.
Ed, did you ever finish that game?
No, I never did.
Me either. But
Tim,
that's usually what happens
too?
with things that I put on the YouTube channel.
I did the episodic up through Marrakesh, I want to say.
I think that's
what happened.
Gabe didn't even make it to Skellige.
No, right?
There was too much time in between, and I forgot the controls.
Yeah.
Amen. That was the thing that we were saying when it was coming out. We're like, why put this out episodically? Don't do this to us.
And it stinks because
you know what? The controls weren't that hard because everything's
but they were
indicated
so
for you.
different from what you were. You know what I'm saying? Like you play that, and then there's a 2-month break where you're playing a bunch of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of probably like playing Horizon. Like I wouldn't necessarily want to play Horizon, then take a break from it for a month and a half, then go back and play Horizon.
And there are so many different things like, oh, I want to duck. Oh, I just tossed a coin to distract, and
exactly. Right.
Yeah.
It was fun though, man.
That really stinks because we're huge Hitman fans.
I am a huge, I've played all of them.
I played them all multiple times.
Yes. I need to beat this. I need to beat this last one. I don't even remember where I'm at in it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Doggone it. I hate that.
I'm going to have to start over again.
I know. And that's really annoying.
It is.
I wonder if I can watch my playthrough on YouTube and get a feel for it again.
Yeah, there you go.
I bet you could.
Yeah, I bet I can't. Yeah.
Well, it's not can't. I bet you won't.
Yeah. That's probably more accurate.
I think that's a little bit more accurate.
Eduardo, what you got for us, brother?
Let's see. Over on the YouTube channel, we've got my playthrough of Detroit Become Human, parts 1 through 31. So the entire thing is up.
Putting in work.
Putting in some work.
And let me ask you this. Did you do one for each scene?
I did, yes.
Okay.
And it's really nice because it's just like the demo. It ends, the scene has a name.
That's right.
And it's a
name.
Then
it starts back up.
And and it's a name which I also love, that doesn't give anything away. So it's just
like Winter.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Winter, you're playing as Ellie. Yeah.
Right.
That's right. And
why would you label it that?
So yeah, it's very nice, especially for what we have planned for the videos, to get those separated and
separated.
Depending on how you play, you may even get different scenes or not get a scene at all. Or
that's true.
So it's pretty interesting.
I was super surprised that the game starts off with the demo one. Like we had seen that level so many times.
Right.
I thought it was really interesting that the first level of the game is Connor.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you hear a single on the radio a whole bunch and you run out and you buy the CD and the first song is the single. You're like, oh, well, I've heard this song like
I've heard this
85 times. Put this a little deeper. Yeah.
And it really made me curious because a couple of people that came over and tried the demo, they finished it they saved the girl by leaping off the edge of the building.
That's mine.
Yeah, that's how I did it.
And so I'm like, I thought he was. What do they do now? So I was curious to.
He's a robot.
I guess so, huh?
You just put them back together, right?
I mean, they did say that any of the three, main characters can die at any point. I was like, well, but what happens if they do?
Yeah.
If he dies at the beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I tried to play pretty much identical to what I did in the demo, just because that would have been how I played it. So I tried to emulate what I did to hopefully.
I really liked that some people, when they watched all three of ours, they really could tell the difference in our play style. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Somebody pointed something really interesting out. Like they had one for each of us. They were like, Ed is this, Chris is this, Gabe is this. And I was like, That I am that.
Yeah. That was that on Twitter? That was really good. I got to look at that again.
I can't remember who it was, but I remember mine was emotional. They're like, Gabe plays emotionally, like through emotion. Ed plays this way. Chris plays this way. I was like, that's true.
That's funny.
I do play with my heart.
Aww. You just.
Let's see. Looking at our top 10 videos for the week of May 29th through June 4th. Number 10, Tumblestone World 1. Number 9, Married to the Games interviews Troy Baker.
Hey,
look at that.
That's a week late.
I know. YouTube is always, everything pops up a week late. It's funny how that works out like that.
I like it. Troy.
Number 8.
Great interview.
It was a good interview, man. Number 8, Watch Dogs 2, Part 48, Ghost Signals.
Oh, that's deep.
Number 7, Gabe and Chris react to The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, baby. Let's get this E3 train cranking.
There it is, E3. Let's do it.
Get it going.
That was a PSX, though, right, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was. Number 6, Hue Part 4, Pink. Number 5, Ori and the Blind Forest Part 14, Thornfelt Swamp.
That thing is always smack dab in the middle, boy.
I know, right?
Yep.
Number 4, Nidhogg Hot Sauce Challenge. A week
yes!
late.
Yeah! I was hoping that would be on here. Why is that not number one? Oh my gosh.
It was number one as far as the most time spent watching it, but not in the views. So it was funny.
Probably because it was long.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. Is he bringing the bomb to 300?
I hope he is. We definitely mentioned it. So
we need to.
I will watch others partake, but will not.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Tim drink it.
Yeah, I'll drink it.
Make that bottle go vertical.
And then,
bottoms
and then
up,
take me to the hospital.
You can put some on your pineapple pizza, and maybe they'll rid your taste of it.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that idea.
That's
I'm
good.
on.
That's why I need to start putting. I need to put that on all the pacifiers around my house, so nobody ever wants a passy again.
There you go.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Be like, last time I had my passy, I coughed my throat out. Weird.
my tongue fell out.
See that thing on the floor over there? That's my uvula.
Just flap around like
pacifiers
around like a fish.
That's right.
That's hilarious.
Oh man. Number 3, Hue Part 10, University. Number 2, Hue Part 11, The Ending.
Oh,
Number 1, Watch Dogs 2, Part 19, Paint Job.
that's right.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Did we get Xbox free games this? We did that last week, right?
We did that last week.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
That's how good they are. Gabe forgot them.
I know.
Exactly.
I don't remember those. I did download, or I did purchase. I didn't download. Put it in my library. Remember, you can put stuff in your library.
That's right.
I did get that old XCOM 2 going.
Yeah, put it all in there.
I did. Well, every week thanks, Ed.
You're welcome.
Every week we ask you guys a question. Last week we asked you, this weekend is it? E3 2018. What is the main thing you're hoping to see?
We got some answers.
Yes, so I'm going to try to read like 4 from each. Usually I just read 3. I'm going to just stretch out, but we got a lot of answers on this one. So
that's awesome.
Go check it out. Twitter, Facebook, Discord. B-Dog 1221 over on Discord. Overwatch on the Switch or Phantasy Star Online MMO on Switch. Please, Jesus, shine on me.
Wow. Nice. Does the Switch have like 2 bumpers if you use it as a controller?
It does. Okay. Yeah, it's not like the Vita. That was the biggest thing about the Vita I could not stand. I was like, why put all this tech in here and give us one shoulder button? I don't get it.
Yeah.
I think they said that Overwatch is never coming to Switch. I want to say somebody.
I don't feel like Blizzard said never, but I do think they said something like, "Oh, that's not on our roadmap right now." I don't think they've used definitive language like never. It seems like they wouldn't want to close that door.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to close it. I don't want them to close it. I wouldn't get it, but I don't want them to close it. I already have.
You just want the option.
Yeah, I already have it. Yeah. Let's see. Q4P Mike BC. Biggest hope is that Nintendo announces Switch Online details, including YouTube and Netflix. Oh, Netflix on the Switch would be awesome. And that Smash Brothers gets announced to release alongside the online service day one. I totally agree with that. That's great. We've got Jeff. Microsoft gets its groove back. I'm not even a big Xbox fan, but if Microsoft brings the heat with some new big announcements, they could steal the show since PlayStation is mostly a known quantity and Nintendo is fairly easy to guess via process of elimination.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this year as well as last year and so on that they've kind of been the one most prime is like, okay, you should be popping off right now.
I mean, right?
We're still waiting on that popping off. So
yeah, come on, Microsoft.
It could definitely be this year.
I hope so. Chris the Rock said more on Ghost of Tsushima because I love Sucker Punch and I miss the Infamous series. Amen.
Yep.
Yes.
And Matt Lighty said video games.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
There's always hoping that there's some video games there.
Yes.
Over on Facebook, we got Caitlin. This is funny. Caitlin Chelsoy says nothing really. I don't watch it. I am, however, very excited to hear you guys' discussion of it.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
That is really funny. I'm a little sad that before 300A, we won't have grasped all this stuff, but before 300B, we would have gotten it all.
Yeah.
It's going to be really weird.
Yep.
Well, I mean, but it's better that way because that means we get to watch it with the people.
Yes, but I'm saying like it would be great to watch it with the people and then get to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll get to talk about it, amongst ourselves. Lisa A. Wicks says Borderlands 3 announcement.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. What up, Wicks?
Mark II. I've been a Nintendo fan since the NES and owned every home console they made from the NES through the Wii. But their decisions over the last few years have been concerning to me. What I want most this E3 is for Nintendo to convince me that the Switch success wasn't luck, but part of a clear business plan that will help them be successful long term.
No,
That's really good.
Well said. Yeah.
That is well said. I like that. Travis Pospisil, I want to see a new PlayStation handheld or an Xbox handheld finally.
I don't think you'll ever see an Xbox handheld. Sony's nuts enough they might do it, but I don't know.
Your Microsoft handheld is your laptop.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or your Windows phone. Are those still a thing?
I don't think so.
Never mind it.
I don't know. Jason Chains. Chains.
Question mark.
Chains.
I like chains.
I like chains too. 2 Chains.
2 Chains.
He says, I continue to hold out hope for a new siphon filter. At the end of the last game, which I believe was Dark Mirror for PSP, Gabe Logan ends up shot and is lying on the floor bleeding out while his friend Leon freaks out. I can't believe that's the end of their story. And I'm like, and then he puts the not like this gif from the Matrix. Woman's looking up saying, not like this. Not like this. I'm with you, Jason. Over on Twitter, man, we got some answers, boy. The Sarge,
love it.
13-4. I don't know why I said it like that. At the Sarge 134. I am hoping.
13-4.
That's amazing. I thought it was like a 13-4.
Nope,
That's hilarious.
Sure nope.
Join us for episode 30.
The Sarge, I guess 134 even makes sense.
Yeah, we went
13-4.
Yeah,
Welcome to 29-9.
That's like in the Lord of the Rings, Bilbo says, my 111st birthday. It's like, wait a minute. What? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What?
Yeah. It's because my father-in-law's a truck driver. Anything after the first 2 numbers has to go separately. 1040, buddy.
Every time a 9 comes up, you should be saying Niner and
Niner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they will talk about a new Splinter Cell. It's been too long, and I'm ready for a new game. I know
I'd take that.
Yeah. Melon at Wannabe a Boo. Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Switch. LOL.
They could stream it.
Yeah, exactly.
They can stream it.
But for real though, anything new on Cyberpunk 2077?
Yes.
That did look very cool.
Okay, like real talk here. So, do you think, just us talking, do you think the Switch is more powerful than the PS3 and Xbox 360? Because GTA 5 was on those.
I think it's got to be there at least.
At least the same, yeah. So I don't see why it couldn't be doable.
Yeah, but it would probably look terrible. Like
I mean, when we had it on PS3 and Xbox 360, it looked fine. It wasn't until we got it on PS4 and then on PC later on that we saw like, oh, it can get even better.
That's my point, though. Is like now that it looks so good, I wonder if they're like, well, we don't want to. I don't know. I don't know how.
I bet it would look just fine, especially on that smaller screen, squishing it down. They could be running at 540p, I bet, and you would think like, oh, this looks pretty decent.
But what about when you put it up on the TV?
That's a whole different story. I don't think the Switch is a TV thing. I know it can do it, but I mean, who knows?
You don't think the Switch is a TV thing?
I don't. Every time I think about the Switch, I always think about it as a handheld thing. I don't ever think about it.
Me too. That's the only way I play it, pretty much. But like, it's definitely a home console.
Like, if I owned one, I mean, other than like maybe if we're doing party games kind of stuff, like I honestly don't feel like I'd ever connect it to the TV. I feel like I would only play it for handheld.
Are you bringing your Switch to 300?
Of course. I'm a traveler, and so I'm a little different. But I feel like I'd probably say 30 to 40% of people probably play it on their TV only.
Oh, yeah, I know they exist. But I also think like
and
those
that doesn't
people
count the people that do it there most of the time.
But I also think that the people who come home and like just dock it and then just play it, I think less of those people are the hardcore people, which are not going to notice that GTA 5 looks a little bit different than their PS4 or whatever.
I got you.
I think it would, if they can get it running, even if let's say the shadows are a little more janky, they're not quite as crisp and clear. I think they could totally get it running and it would look fine. I don't know about the online part because I don't know what's involved with that, but.
Yeah, it's a big game though, boy.
Yeah,
and you got that limited memory on that old Switch.
That's true. That's probably the biggest detriment to it. Or the
yeah, buy 2 Switches.
That's good.
That's really funny, Ed. Think about 2 Switches to play.
You got a whole network of Switches going just to play your game.
Steven Sabold at Subotai. Maine. Tough to narrow down, but obviously it is The Last of Us 2. After that, I'm really looking forward to some more information on Red Dead Redemption 2. Yes, I like awesome games to continue being so.
I thought it was funny how it was tough to narrow down, but yet obviously
well, you say it's tough to narrow down, but I mean, he's like, but obviously it's Last of Us 2, I guess, if I had to choose one. Yeah. But that's Cyberpunk 2077, man.
Dude.
I'm interested to see what that's all about.
Coming out of what is it called? CD Projekt Red?
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red, man.
Nightling Dragon at Night_Arien, ARIEN. I just want to know about Borderlands 3. I'm excited for it, even if it comes out in 2 more years or so. I like that.
Plain old represent.
Thank you guys so much for answering our questions. You know where to find us. Facebook.com/Married to the Games. Come join the group. There is some chatting going on in the group. That's how I even knew about Shaq Fu. Twitter.com/MTTGcast. Come check out the website, marriedtothegames.com. Come check out the shop. I know some people were buying their shirts before they came to 300. Woo. So that's exciting. Also on YouTube, like Ed said, youtube.com/marriedtothegames. Now on Patreon, patreon.com/MTTG. If you want to support the show, it's an easy way to do it. Get on this old Discord. We're pumping out extra content to the patrons. It's good stuff. And also, if you want to support some children, you can do that with us. extra-life.org/team/MTTG. Let's do it for the kids in November, y'all.
Absolutely.
It'll be a good time. I'm doing the 24 hours this year.
Ooh. Are you?
I've already cleared it with my wife.
You have that.
Chris, I'll go 12. You go 12. How about that?
That's how much I care.
I don't even know about the 12. I liked it when the four of us were split in 24.
I did too. I agree. I agree, sir.
It's like my way of doing a marathon without having to do an actual marathon.
Right, and not having to train for it.
Yeah, and it's like one of those.
I could do
it's
12.
One of those things like it's one of those things like I just want to try it. Like, could I do it? I want to.
Yeah,
you know, and
I hear
what
that.
Better opportunity to do something than something I love and supporting an amazing cause.
I guess I did 12 that first year we did it.
Exactly. You just broke it up into 2 6s, right?
I completely forgot about that.
Because Ed couldn't make it. Was that what it was?
That's right.
An internet snafu.
Right. That's right. Yeah. So
the old snafu.
Yeah. Tim.
Rate us on iTunes so Matt Leidy can start our MTTG IT department and fix everyone's computers
there you go.
while playing Halo.
While playing Halo.
While playing Halo.
That's a lot of multitasking.
That's right. He can do it.
He could do it.
I believe in him.
Yeah, he can.
Well, let's get into some questions.
All right, we're going to start with email. We're going to start with our boy Cat Jack from Discord here. First things first, a pronunciation lesson.
Oh, Lord.
He is Jacques Mayor or Jacques Mayor. We always say like Jacques or Major or something like that.
You said Jacques?
It is Jacques.
What's up with that S?
It's probably French or something. I don't know. All right, so Jacques sounds like Jacques.
It's French Canadian.
We're not sure.
Yeah, he's probably Canadian.
He is Canadian.
Sounds like Jacques as in high school sports kid with a softer J like je sound in challenge. Mayor, ma sounds like ma or mama, soft J as above and or like the word or. I'll even take major like the military rank if I have to. Now that we have that sorted a bit, the reason I'm writing.
Couldn't you have just said as in Cousteau?
Ooh, I like that. Jacques as in Cousteau. Well done.
Yep.
All right. I missed the something good question in episode 297, and because my something good is related to you and the community, I wanted to share. I'll try to keep it short. Feel free to paraphrase as you need for time constraints. Nah, man, I ain't paraphrasing this. This is too good. In September 2001, I was in the Canadian Navy deployed off the coast of the UK. After 9/11, we were the first Canadian platform deployed to the Persian Gulf to support Operation Enduring Freedom. During the deployment, I began to suffer from depression, which I've battled on and off for the last 16 years. After a really bad period, 2 years ago, I am finally at a point where I have started to be able to manage the symptoms and have reintegrated into my family, my social life, and the world in general.
Nice.
I have not felt this good since 2001. I have a long way to go until my mental health could be considered even good, but I'm starting to climb out of the pit.
Wow. That's awesome.
What does this have to do with MTDG? Well, I've been listening to the podcast for a long time, starting somewhere around when we determined that we need a black hand model, which is episode 29.
Whoa! Wow. 29?
Yep. Like my family here in Canada, you and the community have been there through the really good times and the really horrible ones. Everyone's positivity, support, and love for life were the things that helped keep me going at times when it seemed everything else was gone. While there was a number of things that have contributed to my recovery and will continue to help me progress, I can definitely say that the four of you, Timothy Hall, and the community have been a huge part of my success. I owe you all my undying thanks for what you have done, regardless of whether or not you realize you did anything at all.
Dude.
Not quite ready to appear at 300, but I am planning for 400. Until then, keep doing what you do, bringing positivity, love, and joy to a world full of conflict, hate, and uncertainty. Cheers. Jacques. Dude,
man. Thanks, dude.
That's great.
Wow.
Thank you, man.
That's incredible.
Keep going, man. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, you got this thing, doggy.
Yeah, you definitely have it. It is, it is a real thing. It is a real issue. And man, I've got to say really quick, this wasn't a video game news. I wanted to bring it up, but the passing of Kate Spade too.
I know.
That happened this past week. Like Lauren and I were talking about it. Like depression is real. Like you could have the world at your fingertips, and you can still have these issues and problems. And she's leaving a 13-year-old daughter. She left a note saying, "This is not your fault, honey. Ask your father." Which, holy cow, the bitterness and everything that's in there. And this woman had everything. She sold her company to Liz Claiborne back in 2007, so she could be with her daughter. And she was only 55 years old. And like it really hit me like yesterday. When I saw that, I was like, no.
It's funny. It hit Jenny really hard too.
Yeah, Lauren. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like,
she's always loved Kate Spade.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember when Lauren was working at O'Moore's, the fashion chair there, like I think we visited in New York, the Kate Spade offices. And obviously we didn't see Kate Spade, but it's just like, here's a booming company. And this really creative woman and something like this leads her to something like this. And all I can say is stay strong, surround yourself with people that bring positivity. That's what I love about this community. Like everybody has got everybody's back. And no matter what you're going through, you can open up to any of us. And even if we're just there to listen, we don't have all the answers, but just there to listen. So Jacques, man, thank you for that.
Yeah.
That really made my day. And keep doing what you're doing, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, keep on keeping on, baby.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Moving on, Benjamin Collar. Hello, sirs. In an episode, y'all talked about a website that told you how long it took to beat a game. You can log in and keep track of the games you were playing. And I was wondering what that website was. Any of you guys remember? I think we were talking about it when was it with
when we're talking about God of War?
Probably. There was some website that tells you.
Do you remember that, Chris?
I don't remember that. There is a website called How Long to Beat that'll basically let you show you how long it takes to complete a game if you're just doing the main thing, completionist, and all that kind of stuff. And I know that you can create accounts for that, so possibly that one will track your own stuff for you as well. I'm not really sure. But that's where I always go when I see a game. I'm like, I want to know how long this game is. I'll go to How Long to Beat and see what the length I can expect to play it. But not sure if that's the one that was mentioned before.
Okay, moving on to Discord. We've got some drama here, people.
Uh-oh.
So, apparently, last week, Patrick Novosel asked a question that was actually turned out to be Mr. Lucas Ham Swisher's question. They had contacted one another, and so Patrick basically asked a question from Lucas Ham, even though Lucas was banned last week.
And we did so good at upholding the ban.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
we thought
it was... And it was Mark Boucher that actually ratted them out and revealed that Patrick did indeed talk to Lucas about this. And there's a big discussion on Discord about it.
I've got boxing gloves. They're both going to be at 300. I think we just settle this thing on out.
So, no. So here's what's going to happen. I told you, Daddy's home. Patrick Novosel banned for a week for plagiarism. Lucas Ham banned for a week for deceit. Mark Boucher banned for a week for narking. And that's it.
Oh, and for having bad battery life on his screenshots.
And for having bad battery life on his screen grab. All you three jokers are banned. That's it. That is it.
That is really funny.
So we'll see you at 300.
Wait a minute.
Don't make me pull the car over.
Are we going to have Stansel's going to be like the bouncer at 300? And so if they come up to ask questions, you'd be like, no, I'm sorry. You've been banned.
I'm sorry, you're banned.
Banned
well,
for a week.
The ban doesn't go into effect till after 300.
Okay,
exactly.
I like that. Yeah, because 300 is a special occasion.
We'll give you a big hug at 300, and then boom, you're going.
Yeah,
you're banned. Yeah, once you're back home, you're dead to us.
It's just like parenting.
I love it so much.
Isn't that great? That is so great. I love this.
Man. And the sleufiness of Mark Boucher. Because he came out like, that sounded like a Lucas Ham Swisher question.
Yes, it did. It did. And I went back and saw it. I'm like,
I would have never even thought that.
I wouldn't have either.
Well, just because he was like, today's the day of whatever the day was.
Right.
Oh, he even started it like that?
Yeah.
We should have known.
We should have.
Yeah.
That's not even slick.
That little sneaky Brazilian. Yeah,
he's not Brazilian.
No,
he
I know. He lives in Brazil. He lives in Brazil. I know.
That's funny.
That's so
sneaky
funny.
missionary.
That's sneaky. That's exactly. That's sneaky missionary from
Sneaky
Brazil.
Mr. Not So Kosher.
Exactly.
Not so
With a local phone number.
Yes.
Yeah, local West Virginia phone number, Whitewater.
Yeah, we always knew he was shady. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now that's out of the way. We're all settled
that's
there.
So funny.
Putting the smack down. Stumpwater Jack, what are you looking forward to most this weekend with the community?
Oh, it's all about the hang.
Yeah, man,
hang.
just the hang.
Getting to know people better, and
exactly.
You know, you have to understand from our standpoint, like we're still amazed that anybody even shows up, and so
right?
like the fact that people come out and enjoy themselves, and the fact that we're gonna be able to take in the press conferences together and all that, like I don't know if I could.
I'm looking
ask
forward
for
to that
much more.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to like all of us reacting to the same things. I think that's going to be fun.
I mean, this is going to be my first time watching press conferences with like a hundred, like tons of people. I was about to say hundreds, excuse me, with tons of people there, like in the same room that are genuinely excited about it. Like I've not had, because I haven't been to the press conferences at E3. When we went, we didn't see the press conferences. And I guess the one time that I did go to one of those Sony ones where they had it in the movie theater kind of thing.
The PlayStation experiences?
Yeah. I think it was the first one they did. And while it was kind of like that, I mean, there were only a few times where people got excited about something. And I'm excited.
How many people you know there?
Yeah, and I didn't know any of them personally. Yeah, it was only me. I hit up a couple friends. Hey, would you want to do this? They're like, nah, man. I'm like, yeah, of course. I don't either. And then I went anyways.
That does sound stupid, doesn't it? I'll go by myself.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's going to be exciting.
I'm nervous about, because our mugs are slapped all over the place. So they know what we look like and who we are.
Yes.
But
I do think we should have name tags. Yeah.
Yeah, because I talked to Jared like 3 to 4 times a week playing Overwatch.
Yep.
Jared Orr.
Jared Orr.
Yeah.
But that dude, if he walked up and was like, "Hey," maybe his voice, because it's so distinctly low. Yep. But I'd be like,
"Hi,
hey, dude,
hi,
hey,
sexy
you,
voice.
hey you,
Right.
Glad you made it."
So you made it.
If you see that moment of panic in my face, please realize I don't know what everyone looks like.
I know.
We should do name tags.
That's my biggest fear at anything.
Everybody put their handle on it.
I am so bad at remembering people's names, and there's especially when you have to remember gamer tags and real names. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to remember this.
Yes.
Right. Twitter handles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We should do name tags with at least Twitter handles or something on there.
Or yeah,
because Stumpwater Jack, like to me, it's still like it still makes me hiccup when I hear it because we already don't call him his name on the road.
Yeah,
right.
And his name is we call him Gonzo, which nobody else calls him that. Like that's only a road thing.
Oh, really?
No,
is that right?
Yeah, because it was just a racist thing that we accidentally did.
Jeez,
it wasn't.
Well done, you.
It's not like a thing where his other friends. It's only our section of Toby Mac touring that calls him Gonzo, I think. Maybe it's seeped out to other people, but it's only because we thought his name was Gonzalez, and it's not. It's Perez.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Wow.
We call him
that's funny.
We call him Gonzo for short.
I was like, how is calling someone a Muppet racist? I could not figure it out.
Well, okay, so he's from Mexican descent, and
so funny.
Somehow along the line, somebody thought his name was Nick Gonzalez. And so they just started the tour manager and stuff just started calling him Gonzo for short. And then he was like, "Why do you guys call me Gonzo?" And they were like, "Well, because Gonzalez." And he was like, "That's not my last name. My last name's Perez." We're like,
that is funny. Sorry.
Well, you're still Gonzo.
Oh, that's so funny. That is amazing.
So still call him that.
That's not my name. Yeah, but your skin. You are Gonzalez.
Are you sure?
Right, like Perez is all over the place too. That's what's funny. That's not like,
oh man,
that's so funny.
Oh, that's amazing. Accidental racism.
Yes,
isn't it great?
It's definitely accidental racism, which I'm totally fine to call it out as that. Well,
yep, there you
I'll
go.
make sure there's name tags there.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love that. All right,
I wish we could get some MTTG name tags. Doggone it.
We got a few days.
You can go to Kinko's. They're easy.
You think so?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's really easy to do.
Well, if somebody can help me out with that, then I'm
busy.
I'll make sure.
Yeah, good luck.
Exactly.
Good luck to you. Well, you are legitimately busy. You will be driving.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my
I'm
god!
driving
you're on your
6
own,
hours
kid.
today and then 13 tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's today?
We're taking, so we don't like to board our dog. And usually when we go on vacation,
okay.
we get Katie
It's
and
okay
Kale
for
to keep.
dogs to be bored.
Yeah, yeah.
No, they are.
Just tell them to lay there. They'll be fine.
Exactly. Hey,
Hashtag
just
dad
stay
joke.
still. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
But usually we leave
Use your
Ellie with
imagination.
Katie and Kale, but they're coming to 300. So we have to take her to our in-laws and they're in Oklahoma. So we're going to be driving up to Oklahoma to drop her off and drive her back down.
Snap.
Yeah.
So you're going north before you.
Which actually, I guess it's not
Wow.
going to be, I think they're going to meet us about halfway. So let's cut that in half. It'll be 3 hours.
Oh, okay. That's
Oh,
not
nice.
so bad. I was about to feel really bad.
Yeah.
I know, right?
So make those name tags.
All right, let's move on. Bad Gamer Elite, that Lem guy. If you were to have a 30-second conversation with your least favorite appliance in the house, what would that sound like? Parentheses. Your appliance speaks English very well, by the way, so feel free to voice that too.
Appliance?
Yeah,
Does-
clearly he's having some
Is
issues.
that, yeah, exactly.
I know.
Somebody's going through something.
HVAC going out or something. I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say. Least, I would say the conversation would sound like, "Hey, microwave, yeah, I don't think we need you anymore, man. I think we're just gonna use the oven from here on out. But I'm so much faster. I know, but we just don't have the room for you. Come on, man. I've been around since your childhood. Don't make this harder than it's got to be.
That's right.
Okay,
Now
that's,
pop this popcorn for me.
that's my conversation. We don't have a microwave.
That's so funny. I didn't know that. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
we just use the oven.
Yeah, we don't have a microwave either.
See?
Love it.
All right.
y'all are
Next,
weird.
Chris,
Mine would be, hey, microwave, I still love you, and we use you all the time.
it's your least
Because you
favorite
make me-
appliance. Least.
I know. Shoot.
I don't think I have a least favorite appliance, but I guess it would either be the refrigerator or the dishwasher. And I would just tell him, hey, it's cool. You can get fatter. You can have a little more space, and take up more room because
Hey.
I need to be able to put more stuff in you.
And
Mine-
what would
mine
the
wouldn't be in
refrigerator say? And how would he sound?
The refrigerator would be like, oh, well, I was trying to keep my figure down, but now that you're giving me permission, let's go.
Let's do it.
That's really funny.
Okay, so mine's not an appliance, but it would be like, hey, smoke detector. Yeah. Why do you keep beeping when your battery's out, even when I take the batteries out? Because I'm trying to keep you safe. I realize that, but I try to put a new battery in, and then I have to hit test, and then all of your other friends chime in too, and it wakes everybody up. And why does it always have to be at 2:00 in the morning that your beeper goes on?
Amen.
I don't know. I just like to keep you up at night. Well, there you go.
I like it. I heard a life hack yesterday when it came to smoke alarms. They were saying that you should test your smoke alarm and then give your dog a treat. And you do that a couple times so that when your smoke alarm goes off, your dog knows to come find you instead of you looking for your dog.
Oh, I like that.
That's
My
good.
dog
That's actually a
freaks
really
out
good
when
one.
that
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, our
It's
dog
really
freaks
good.
out too.
I had never heard that. And so I was like,
I
that
like that.
makes sense to me.
So it's test then treat.
Yeah,
Yep.
make the noise
Mhm.
and then give them a
Yeah.
treat.
Yeah, make the noise. Yeah, it's good. Conditional.
That is good.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yep. Don't get burnt up. Ed?
I'd be like, hey, dishwasher. Dishwasher be like, oh, crap.
Oh, crap.
Hey, why is that thing in the middle of the bottom of your compartment? Why does that fall off all the time?
Uh-huh. Yep.
I don't know. It's like old, I guess. How come you don't even, I understand it's old. Why don't you even clean any dishes then? How come I got to find dirt and specks all over the place? I don't know. I'm just messing around. Okay, well, we're done with you.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
It's
just
over.
living my life.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's not me, it's you.
That's right.
Oh, that's
That's
all right.
hilarious.
Spam humbug. I just spent 2 days repeating the process of freezing a stuffed toy bunny and then using a comb to remove gum that had gotten stuck in its fur. The freezing helps with this.
Oh,
What's the
I was
most
about to say.
absurd? What's the most absurd, time-consuming task you've ever undertaken for a loved one?
Ooh.
That's a dad right there, by the way.
Probably laying
I
new
would-
hardwood floors all through the house.
Mm.
That's for the wife. I'd have to. Yeah, that took forever. Chris,
trying to find a way to
dropping your dog off in Oklahoma.
Yeah. There you go.
Right.
I could say that. I guess that probably, technically speaking, is the most time-consuming one.
Yes.
Most difficult one, trying to recover all the passwords that they had that I somehow accidentally erased.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
And trying to help with that.
Stacy.
Yeah.
I remember that. Oh my gosh, that was a long time ago.
I shouldn't have brought it up because she's going to listen to this and it's going to open up another door. I'm like, jeez. But it's all good now. I helped
you
on the
fixed
path
it.
well, no. But I am.
But you're her husband and she loves you.
Yes, I made the situation better. I did not fix it. It was unfixable.
Nice.
I did everything I could. Man. Let me put it that way.
Yes. Good.
To undo my wrong.
That's right. Edward?
There you go.
We have, in the kitchen, we have a collection of friends who've taken selfies drinking a cup of coffee.
Doggone it.
Oh, yeah.
Still waiting on yours, Gabe.
Yes, I know.
Gabe doesn't have one up there?
I know. It was like right after Milo came or something crazy. I don't remember.
That was a while ago.
I know. It was a while ago.
So you're in your kitchen with your no microwave having self. You pour some coffee, you hold up some mug, you smile, chick, and then you go. You're done.
I feel you, but we don't always look presentable most of the time.
Well, why is your hair
send a
messed up?
picture of you, the real you. It doesn't need to be a fake you.
That's true. I need to get I need to get my filters going. Get these bags under my eyes taken out.
Oh my gosh!
Hang on, let me pinch my cheeks.
I don't want to be. That's the way I'm remembered by the Placencias.
Yeah. Oh man, my photo is horrible, and I'd love a redo. But
they're like, you remember old Gabe? And you're like, oh yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. You know.
A few years ago, when Sarah was out of town for a while she was gone, I got in touch with the cast of the Insanity DVD she was in, and they all submitted pictures and even got one for Sean T. And so Gabe, I'll put you next to Sean T. with his shirt off.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Hey, there you go.
He sounds a lot like the Shantae I've been talking about.
He only half exercises.
Right. He has a 3-pack.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Just the bottom one, and one on the top and one on the side.
That's awesome.
Right. So choose your own adventure.
There you go.
Mine was in the old house. I had to paint our master bedroom 3 times because Lauren didn't like the color of it, and she was out of town at the time.
Nope. So how you not like the color out of town? That's my question.
I took pictures and we FaceTimed, and she's like, "No,
I'd have been like, it's the camera."
Yeah. I have a filter on it.
Exactly.
It's much better when you're here and I don't have to paint anymore.
Exactly.
Amen.
Exactly. It all worked out. It was fine. All right, Jeff Swan, when was the last time a group of people you thought were your friends forgot that you were one of the first Ride or Die fans to join your in-person Centennial podcast recording?
Doggone it.
And how did you make it up to them? Jeff, dude, we love you, man. I can't wait to see you, brother. We'll make it up to you somehow. I don't know how, but we'll figure it out.
That's pretty amazing.
I think he's asking how he'll make it up to us. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, you become more memorable.
Jeff will get full banning privileges. Jeff will get to ban whoever he wants there. We can make it up.
You know what? You'll get a special extra super duper long hug from me.
Yeah.
There you go. That's awesome.
I say we let him get a one get out of ban free card.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Yep.
Nobody else has it, and there's been a lot of people banned multiple times.
That's what I'm saying.
And you have a get out of ban free card. I like that.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah,
have that printed up when you're making the name tags.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm glad. Just add to the plate. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet dreams.
Yeah, I already can't sleep.
That's amazing. It's so good.
How long can we keep Gabe up?
I know, exactly. You just see me over a copier and FedEx.
Right. It's extra life for Gabe.
Extra life now.
Exactly.
Oh, so good. Gosh. All right, Chris the Rock, 299 episodes, 6 years in September. Thanks so much. How long do you see yourselves continuing the show? We never want it to stop, but it must be exhausting sometimes, especially with the pressure of never missing a week. Props to your wives to put up with this, by the way.
Yes.
302. That's it.
That's our cutoff.
Yeah, exactly. That's as long as I can take
Good
it.
night.
It's so funny, man. It is such a part of me, and it killed me last week that I wasn't there.
Yeah,
because I've missed only a few, and really just based on circumstances. One, I was on a cruise ship in the middle of.
They all have to do with Disney somehow.
Somehow, yeah. Disney's the spoiler of everything, but this one was one of those where
how do we fix that?
Yeah, it's like. So it was just, it's nuts, but yeah, it's just such a part of me now. Like I never want it to stop, and it's never exhausting because I get to hang out with you guys and we get to talk games and just have a good time together. So I'm up for it. And yeah, I mean, our wives are amazing because they put up with us any which way. But the beauty of it is a lot of the times we do it at
5:30 in the morning.
Exactly. Yeah. So most of the time we're doing it in the morning when everyone's still asleep.
To keep out of the way. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a timetable in mind. I mean, I know all good things must come to an end or whatever, but I haven't really thought about that at all. Like my thing is kind of like, I think if the quality ever dips, or if like
it never will. Come on, man.
But I'm saying like if something strange happens and like two of you guys have to leave the show, and like the Chris and Ed thing was so serendipitous. Like the fact that they really fit in here so well that's not going to happen all the time. And so like if two of you guys left, it'd be hard for me to want to keep going.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to make an announcement. No, I'm totally kidding.
Exactly.
He's going to be a nanny for Hall.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, they just want to be good parents. So
that's right. Exactly. Awesome. Chris, thoughts?
I don't really think about it. Like,
well, yeah, that's the thing, because you were a listener day one anyway, and so it made perfect sense. Like you've been a fan of the show, and now you're like a host. So like I would assume that like, you're pretty cool with it, and things seem pretty good.
Yeah, I don't really know off the top of my head. Like I feel like it would probably be one of the things similar to what Gabe said, where it's like if everybody just had life stuff come up, it's like, oh, and it's like I'm gonna have to carry it on and figure out how to add more people. It's like, well, I don't ever edit the show, so I can't do that. And I mean, there's issues where it's like, well, am I going to be able to figure this out? I mean, I feel like there's going to be an inevitable time where it feels like, oh, this is just the time for the sunset to happen. But I mean, I don't have any reason to believe that's going to be anytime soon. So I just don't think about it typically day to day.
Honestly, I think that the most stressful part about it is when are we all going to record? And especially Gabe, when you're traveling, I know you stress out a little bit more about it too. And Ed, you were traveling as well, and myself. And it's just like, when do we do this? And it's usually, it's two choices. It's either in the early morning or at night. Like there's never, we've never had an in between. So it's just, that's probably the only stress, if any. And it's not that stressful. It gets solved pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ed, what say you?
Yeah, I'm kind of like you. Do you
have a Nostradamus moment?
Yeah, I have no Nostradamus moment. I never think about it. Like kind of like Chris said.
Yeah.
It's just something that you're like, oh yeah, this is what we do on Wednesdays or sometimes Tuesday or Thursday, and again, and like you guys said, if people had to leave or life happens,
it would have to be a life-changing event, definitely.
Right. Or it just if someone just decides. This or that.
They don't like us anymore.
They don't like us anymore. And if it was like Gabe said, if two people were out, I wouldn't try to. It wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't try to create the same out of. Yeah, it'd be weird.
It was weird because when we talked, it wasn't weird, but when we talked with Hall and he had made the decision, like you can't fault him for his reasoning, and it was just one of those things where. Everything was amicable about everything. It's not like we were fighting or there was any tensions or anything. He just he made the collective decision, and you cannot fault him for being a father and being a husband and doing his thing. And he's doing great now, and it's it was totally fine, and it brought the two of you in. So there's always a window of opportunity there. I love you guys.
I like it.
I want to add on with that on Facebook. Lydia Pendergrass, what's your favorite memory from the past 298 episodes?
Ooh.
I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of this probably day of at 300, but just to kind of beat that rush a little bit, what would you think would your favorite memory be?
My favorite memory is last year when the four of us were in California for E3.
I know. I mean, what beats that?
And we were sitting around the table recording into that 360 camera, and Chris just had a really real, transparent moment.
Absolutely,
that's been the highlight for me so far.
Yeah, it was so real, and it was. I just thought about it the other day, because it's my alarm sound when I wake up in the morning.
Wait, whatever.
I'm just
Get out
of here. But yeah, that trip, that you have to understand. For me, E3 is what started this podcast. Like, it's the whole reason why Tim even asked me to be on this thing. Because him and Hall had already talked about doing a video game podcast. And when I sat down and told him the story, he was like, "We're doing a podcast. Do you want to be on it?" And, I didn't know anything about podcasting at the time. And so for me, having everyone there, that has been my goal since we started this podcast, was get everybody back to E3. And it never worked out. And every year it was something, or somebody couldn't make it, or finances were in the way, or something like that. And so last year, finally, after 4.5 years of doing this podcast, all four of us got to go with Stancil and Gill. And that just won't, I don't think if that'll ever be passed up for me. It was just it's too much. I want to do it again. Yeah, man. It's too much the foundation of this show to me to get passed up. Chris?
I mean, it's hard to not say going to E3 with you guys. I mean, I have a bit, Ed and I kind of can both say this potentially, but I mean, the fact of the time, my first show, just because it was something I never thought would happen kind of thing. I mean, to go from listening to the show to then all of a sudden have an opportunity to be a part of the show, it's, it was kind of very surreal. And then, I screwed it all up by being muted for the first 15, 20 seconds or whatever.
That was amazing.
But yeah, I mean, so
yes.
So I mean, I could probably put those two together just for different reasons, obviously, but they're both super, super memorable moments for me in particular.
Sorry guys, my mic was muted.
Yeah, and then I, being the new guy, was like, "Oh, we're totally doing this again, right?" And Gabe's like, "Nah, I can't do that intro again." After he's done like 150 of them, it's like, "No, of course you can't. You're just gonna leave let that ride." I got you.
Oh man, it's that entertainment value, baby. What say you, Tim? Did you say one?
Yeah, it has to be E3 for me too. It was just amazing. We were all in an Airbnb together, just hanging out, playing games, and watching the Sony press conference, and then just walking the floor. As crazy as that was, it was so much fun, and it was so crowded. But even we all kind of split up and did some stuff, and then we kind of reunited at the end, and then talked about the day, and it was just. I felt, it felt like a corporate retreat where all of us just finally get together. Yeah. And we didn't have to talk about synergy or teamwork because we already had that.
We didn't have to do a trust fall or anything.
No trust fall or anything. But we had so much fun together, and it was awesome. I enjoyed it. I want to do it again next year if we can.
Yes.
And I'm in. It would be so great.
Amen. Good question.
Jenna Kirby.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Tristan wants to know, will y'all floss on camera this weekend at 300?
No.
I
don't floss off camera.
No, exactly.
I'll let Piper.
Who flosses?
Piper's been practicing. I'll let her do it. If she comes after her recital. Yeah, if she shows up after her recital.
Oh man, floss.
That's awesome.
Does he need flossing lessons? Is that what's going on?
If he wants to do flossing lessons, that's fine too. On Twitter, final question. Spencer Stapleton at Street Team MTTG. Which one of you is picking me up from the airport? Seriously, though. Looking forward to seeing all of you again. Here's my question. What is something nice you do for your wife without being asked?
Oof. I try to let her go be alone.
Yeah.
she handles the kids all the time. So anytime I can like pick up we have a very like old school marriage in the sense of where like she's the mom, she stays home, I go work, she does dinner and takes care of the kids, and so it's anytime I can let her like, babe, you go eat, or babe, you go run errands, like, hey, I'm home, you do what you want, don't worry about coming back in the next 5 hours. I feel like that's the thing. Like if she's like wanting to, got an itch to go to Target or something like that, and she's like, hey, I'll take one of the kids, and I'm like, no, leave the kids here. You know what I'm saying? Or, anytime I could serve her in that way, I try to do that.
It's so funny. Because I follow her on Instagram, and I know when you do that to her, because she's got this big old smile on her face, and she's like doing Instagram stories of what she's doing, and she's like just so happy. And it's like, oh, Gabe must have let her go. Gabe must have said, I got this. You go do your thing. I'm like,
and I travel for a living, and so
exactly
anytime that she's taken a couple trips these last couple years, like whether it's to Waco to do the silos, or she just went to North Carolina, or when she goes to Palm Springs, like I try to let that be like the most guilt-free, like, yeah, like, of course. Like when she's, hey, I have a trip that we're thinking about going on. I was like, yeah, like done. Having no question in your voice whatsoever. And, and I think that it serves in a way that, just gives her confidence that everything's fine,
Yep. And daddy's got it.
Yep. Exactly right. Ed?
Yep.
When I make coffee for Sarah, I use the hand grinder instead of the electric one, just because she's always like, it takes too long, I could never do that, but I think it tastes a little bit better. And she always gives me this look when she sees me using the hand grinder, just kind of like this I love you look. That's it's just really sweet to see that expression.
I love that.
That's great, man. It's a nice little subtle, you know what, I love you just this much more.
Exactly.
I love that. It's great.
What about you there, Chris?
Something that I try to do
delete her passwords?
Yeah, exactly. Like, babes, I'm teaching you to have tech responsibility and to figure this out. Go ahead.
You're like, I just wanted us to spend more time together. I thought this would be a good way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, good Lord, that was such a bad, I'm just going to open the door here a little bit. So I had asked her, I was like, look, you need to have secure passwords. I need you to use this password manager. And then just stupid me, I updated her phone without checking first that all the apps were going to be able to work on the new version. And then I couldn't go, I could go back to the other one, but something got corrupted with the file and I couldn't open it. Because she had done everything I asked her to do for the best possible reasons. And then I'm the one who screwed it up. Like, oh my gosh. Yes. So anyways, some of the small things that I try to do for her without her even asking and just take care for her is, and this may seem like no brainer kind of stuff, but I try to make sure that the trash is removed. Like if I see the trash starting to get even a little bit full, especially in the bathroom where the one that she uses more than I do, I try to make sure that it's just taken care of and it's put away. She makes dinner a lot of times at our house, way more than I cook. If I cook, it's really just like it's going to be out on the grill or something like that. So I will just immediately start doing the dishes and start putting them away. And whenever the dishwasher is done, I will immediately start putting them up and I try to take care of all those little things because she handles so much of the little stuff that it's like, man, the few little things I can take away from her. So that's more time she can have to herself.
See, that's my wife too. Is like, she sees the details that I don't.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, this room's clean. She's like, are you kidding? And so,
look at the baseboards.
I totally understand, like just stepping it up a little bit to really.
And that's still something I still, even with those things, sometimes I have to look because I'm the type of guy that's like, oh, that trash isn't full. We can push it down a little bit more, But I know she's not going to think, oh, let me go with my clean hands, push down this dirty trash. She's going to say that needs to go out and she's going to try to wrap it up and everything. It's like, no, I need to just take that from her rather than try to squeeze more out of it or something, And then the same with the dishes. And I'm the same. Like there'll be little things that I don't notice. And just over the years, slowly but surely, I'm starting to pick up on the things that she would notice and notice them before she does. And then I can take care of them. But I just don't have the eye for those details as well as her. So I have to train myself to see them.
Yep. Router, what say you?
That's awesome. I make her breakfast every morning because that way she can concentrate on just getting ready, get her clothes and like just get everything put together that she needs to for the day. And so I'm always in there like, hey babe, what do you want for breakfast this morning? And like you guys, like just being available and being ready to take on a chore. If there's laundry that needs to be done, boom, let's just go do it. If dishes need to be emptied or put in the dishwasher, let's do it. Just do it without saying anything, and it goes a long way. And I think it's appreciated too.
Yeah, for sure.
And man, it is so true how much our wives are so, and it's just their attention to detail is phenomenal. And like Lauren's holding it down with, there's a lot of camps that we've got Piper in this summer, and just all the things that she needs for different camps. Like she's got Girl Scout camp this week, so she needs all this, and this, and she just goes out and runs and gets it. And I would have totally forgotten half of the stuff, I'm sure.
Right.
So yeah, it's amazing. So the attention to details is great. So
I like it.
Do something nice for your wife today.
Yes. Do something nice for your wife today. She will appreciate it. Or your husband. We have to remember it's all men listening.
That's true.
Or whichever way the thing happens at your house.
Yes. Exactly.
Do it.
Whatever
Do
system you
nice
have.
For your partner, whoever your partner is.
There you go.
There you go. The question of the week for you guys, a little bit into the future now. Ooh. So we're not going to be able to answer it today, but did E3 deliver? Did it deliver for you?
Ooh, yeah.
Now by the time we talk next week, you would have seen the conferences. You would have gotten some looks at the show floor. We would have had everybody present what they're going to present, including Nintendo, because I think they're waiting till Tuesday. So did you,
as they do,
get out of E3 what you wanted?
Love that.
We can't answer it right now, but we will answer it next week.
We can't. Yes, we will.
And we will talk about it, and it'll be post 300. Oh, my gosh.
Will Ed have to ship a copy of The Last of Us to Chris, or vice versa?
Ooh, that all will be known.
All will be known. Maybe. We think.
Maybe. Yeah.
Exactly. Here's the question, though. If it's announced this year, does he win the bet, even if it gets pushed back to next year?
No, it has to happen.
No.
Has to happen.
Yeah, actually has to happen.
Ooh.
I like that because that's exactly what happened last time it got pushed back. So
yeah, even if it's announced, I'm not going to be sure it'll come out.
I like that.
Yep.
How deep was that other guy's voice? I'm just kidding. Callback.
It's the Barry White competition, everybody.
Exactly. Let us know. Use hashtag AnswerMTTG or on the Facebook group or on Twitter or in the Discord. And we will talk to you guys in a couple days, really. This will release on Friday. You guys will get a live show on Saturday. And then the following Friday, you guys get the regular Married to the Game show again. So lots of Married to the Games going on this week. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm your boy, Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Ed Placencia. That is Chris McCracken. And I'll see you guys in like 2 days. And I'm about this thing. Bye!